Hello, and welcome to another episode of Don't Trust the Dungeon Master. My name is Alex K, and I am that Dungeon Master. Tonight is the 18th of November, which would be our, oh my gosh, really? 32nd streamed episode is what we're going to be having here. 32nd streamed episode. My goodness, what, it started adding up. Apologies about last week, not playing. Just did not have enough prepared, and I was too paranoid and think it would destroy itself if I tried. So I said I have to not play to try to keep quality intact. I apologize on the no notice at all on that. Other announcements. Next Sunday we will not be playing. So this week is effectively Thanksgiving in the States. Some of our people have families and things that they would like to go with. Some of them don't have families and things that they'd like to do. But to prevent any odd guilt feelings or anything like that, we're not going to be playing on this coming Sunday. At least not Arkelya. If any of us that do show up, we can do something else. Anything else, really. But it won't be Arkelya. So Arkelya will not be playing next Sunday. So that's that. Happy early Thanksgiving to everyone that's going to be potentially participating. And then those of you that don't participate, enjoy whatever you get out of Thursday this week. I think that's everything I got. Does anyone else have anything they would wish to share?
Spyro's out. Reignited trilogy. If anyone's been paying attention to that, fucking love it.
My brother and I had Spyro for the PlayStation, Spyro 1. Oh my gosh, but we never got very far.
I played them back in the day with my grandma, and it was just the best shit. My mom was really good at it too. Everyone played Spyro in my household, so when I saw they were coming out with the Reignited trilogy, I was just like, holy man.
I remember.
I pre-ordered it the day it came out on pre-order.
So not to embarrass my mother, but she played some games with us. She was not very good at GoldenEye. I never tried to teach her GoldenEye. When she was like...
I'd like to support her with no one's good at GoldenEye because you can't aim in that game.
It's compared to... But, I mean, back then, still some people were... And she was like... I remember one moment, she was like in a room. We're playing like against each other, right? Multiplayer, co-op, or not co-op, but against each other. And so she's in a corner, and she's literally just like holding the trigger to fire like a rifle or something like that. And she's just looking up and down, shooting the ceiling, then shooting the floor because she couldn't level it out. But she was good at Mario Kart. She could handle that game, but not so much GoldenEye. Hi, Diamond Ranch. I'm not too. Any other announcements? No?
Don't believe so.
We gotta pad another 6 minutes. It's
we
a
don't
tradition
have
at this
to
point.
pad any minutes. We can go. We can play.
30 minutes though.
I'm just trying to convert over to this more of a voluntary announcements instead of targeting each one and every one of you to force you to say something. So.
Say it.
Okay. Well then.
Oh.
I might be getting a job as a IT person working for CPS. I've been getting phone calls from people being like, "Hey, why do you want to be in IT? What's your general knowledge of all this other stuff?" So it's pretty interesting.
Do you have anything like an associate's to support it, or?
I have a bachelor's to support it.
Oh wow, nice.
Nice.
I didn't know you had.
I graduated.
You graduated before I did, I think, right?
Yeah, at 19, I got my bachelor's degree. Oh, I told you this, Larius. I was doing high school and college.
If you did, I just did not retain it. I did not know you graduated.
This productive guy, high school and college.
Hats off, dude. And, I mean, geez, yeah, dude. Then if you've had a degree for so long, I'm kind of shocked that you haven't been pushing for a higher.
Well, I had no job experience. That's one of the biggest things. I had worked with two people. One being my grandmother, and then another one being like of the school, which was a tutor. So when people looked at, or the jobs that I looked at were like, have a year or two experience. And I never had any hands-on, on the job experience. So I would send them like emails, try to get any contacts with them, and they just never answered me until I know both of my parents work for CPS, and they're like, "Hey, we have this guy who has this bachelor's degree, doesn't have a job experience," and then that's when I started getting phone calls from there.
So some networking from your parents might help you out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good luck, man.
So I'm gonna have to be taking care of 2 different schools, and I think one of them is about 2 hours away from me.
Oh,
So that's gonna be an interesting thing to do, to go back and forth.
Will they give you a vehicle for that, or you don't really know that yet?
Being in Chicago, it's more of like if you don't have a vehicle, you can do public transportation. Public
But I'm saying
transportation gets you
like
nearly everywhere.
but I'm saying sometimes they give you you may get an actual like work vehicle to use.
Unfortunately, no.
Situations.
That's pretty high tier though.
Yeah, you have to be kind of really valuable for them to let you loan a car like that.
And you guys see the new Fantastic Beasts came out?
Oh, I want to see it.
I went and saw it, opening premiere, first show of the day. My boss picked me up from work because he wanted to see it too. Halfway through my shift, and said we're going to watch Harry Potter.
Wait, so he just stopped you at work and you're gonna go watch it? You're like a cook, right?
Yeah.
What about the customers?
But
what about them?
There was enough people to cover me. It was a slow day.
Yeah, well then, I mean,
So
that's
my boss
cool.
picked me up and we watched the opening premiere. I gotta say, I liked it more than Fantastic Beasts, like the first one.
Really?
It's pretty cool.
For me
And
to
I
have
like-
a special day like that at work, I have to basically hope that my computer does not work. Like there's some kind of software issue. Like that's how I get a free day at my job.
No free days for me. Although
Sad.
Monday and Tuesday we're showing videos. Yay!
Oh boy, about what?
I'm gonna be watching National Treasure, and I just happened to find it because I was stressing about finding that DVD. Happened to go to a Goodwill because I was out of town. Happened to stop in a Goodwill at a store, and they had it right there on display waiting for me. And I was like, yes, this is perfect. I only got to spend $2 on it.
Nice.
All right, so then one final announcement for me is my mother's dog, Mackenzie. He's not doing too great. Any positive vibes you guys can throw out into the ether would be greatly appreciated.
The vibes being sent.
Thanks. All right, so that's everything, I think. Any final announcements? No? Great. We can.
Nice beard.
Yeah, it's really irritating, man. I really want to shave. It's around the 2-week mark. It's where you don't even have to like interact with it. You can just feel like the hair starting to poke into your face at certain points. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I'm growing out mine too. I've got a pretty decent thing going on. I started just before November.
I had a lot of other coworkers at work also like, all right, let's do no shave November. I'm like, yeah, all right. So they were, and after like the first weekend, I come in and I already have, hair growing, effectively a full strip because mine grows fast. And they're like, what the heck? You look like you already. I'm like, yep. And they're like, have nothing. They just have like small little chin straps and stuff. I'm like, all right. Well, apparently I'm winning this race. Okay.
All right. We stalled enough time. Let's start.
I mean, true enough. It's literally 4:30 exact. We don't have to go for that, by the way. We can play earlier.
It's the tradition at this point.
As everyone's here, we had a conversation about starting earlier.
Oh, we're not gonna spend playing time on that. That'd be post time. Don't forget. Like normally you would be like totally cool to do that with your group, but since we're streaming it live, that's just logistics. That's just not very entertaining to our viewers, right? So.
All right. Let's play.
Right. Actually, is Cranberry there? Is it gonna owl?
You said be right back.
Yeah, she did. Okay, well, so then we'll just go. We can't delay. Okay. So in our last episode of Don't Trust the Dungeon Master, you guys were leaving Medan. You found a little community called Pipel. They're having a little festival. There was a March of Ingenuity, which was this like derby race with child-constructed contraptions. You witnessed that. You participated in several of the festivities. Some of you found some injured children, asked them kind of how they got injured, found out that there might be some kind of malevolent force nearby, and you took it upon yourselves that let's go investigate this. So with that, you guys then decided to try to find out where to go, and you figured you got a direction, northeast. And so you guys started heading northeast. You used several spells to help you kind of locate and maneuver yourselves through what was perceived originally as foresty terrain. Then you guys eventually found out that it was illusion-based stuff as you guys started dispelling parts of it, and parts of the illusion were breaking. You overcame several obstacles, like a giant mud pit that lasted for a very prolonged period of time. You fought a couple of elementals that seemed to be in service of someone. Found a house, found a lake, and in the lake there's an island. And on the island there's a house. You guys water walked across the lake, and got to the house, did some exploring, found a time-trialed puzzle that you guys managed to overcome, which was very fun. And let's see, while poking around, Roderick said he wanted to, you guys found a letter that had some interesting information of specifically certain named entities that you guys wanted some more information on. So Roderick's like, hey, I'm gonna contact my friend, my benefactor, let's call him.
My benefactor.
And he's like, so I need to do this ritual I have to draw on the ground, and unfortunately there wasn't enough space inside the house. So Roderick chose to leave the house, and as he left the house, he saw what was probably the owner of the house at that point, just standing in front of there, like making their way back, and then they made eye contacts, and Roderick, for his normal shtick, hey, let's talk this through, and then she's like, yeah, okay, great, and she tried to cast a spell on him. He seemed to be resisting it. You guys entered combat with this person. She animated a large tree to help her try to kill you guys. Roderick got hurt, but no one else got too damaged. She got wrecked really quick. You guys are really, really powerful. I have to make far more difficult challenges for you if I really want to test you all. You defeated her. Evelyn annihilated that tree so bad.
That tree didn't
stand a chance.
Well.
My gosh, it resisted the first one and it still took 30-something damage. Second one, 64 damage. That tree, gone. So here you guys at this point have effectively just now dispatched the tree. The combat has ended. You are kind of still, your heart rate's elevated. Roderick, you're currently inside what would be the study as you dove through the window. Cut yourself a little bit as you cut through. So there's a little bit of the staining on your arm as there's some blood leaking out of that from a laceration. Overall, you're not gonna die. It burns.
Not yet.
So you're currently studying. You can see out the window, and you can see some of your teammate group mates as they are currently now starting to slowly approach. Actually, I guess they're still next to her because they dispatched her with melee attacks. So one of you would move up to her body and start investigating her body to try to see what items that she has and anything valuable on her. So with that, as you scour over the body, you do find one thing of very interesting note, which would be the staff she had, which is this long, kind of white wooden staff. It's curved, kind of almost like a crescent in the main shaft of it, but at the very top it spirals into itself several times, kind of corkscrew. And at the top of that, this corkscrew, there's 3 turns into it. At the very top, there's these little bells that hang on strings that it seems like to be twine that's kind of tied to each bell and tied to the top of the staff. And there's still a partial string of where a 5th bell once was. So there's 4 of these bells, and you kind of lift it up. And as you lift it up, it makes a little chiming noise. So you guys have procured this. It seems to have some kind of potential magical quality to it. Other things on her person, she has a meager amount of coin on herself. Approximately, where the heck was it? I shouldn't say approximately. It's just going to be, I wrote it down. The 18 gold, 4 silver, and 9 copper. That's what she has on her. So one of you can 1 million gold on this hag out in the middle of the floor.
$1 million.
So 18 gold, 4 silver, 9 copper. So whoever wants to pocket that change.
Oh, I'll take that.
All right. So Doma, you picked up the staff and the change. Other than that, she's wearing.
I don't want the staff.
So you just throw the staff back on the ground. Clunk, 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 clunk. All right.
We should probably have someone identify.
Yes, we probably should. Oh, me, right, of course. Give it here, And he grabs the staff. I'm gonna go back inside. It's a little bit dreary out here. So Baldric turns around, goes back inside. Right back to where he was previously, which is at the table where he was previously trying to identify a couple more items that you guys handed to him, seeming that he's now the identify bot. The rest of you are currently in front of the dwelling at this moment, except for Roderick, who's still in the study.
He comes out the study.
Do you just dive through the window again, or do you walk?
No, he walks around. He walks the normal way.
Just dives right through, another
Walks out the
laceration,
building.
unconscious, death, right?
So there goes Roderick.
All right, so Roderick, you come around, and you'll see. Do you need help?
You've done a great job. Thank you.
That was
Mr. Cuba.
interesting.
Not very strong no from that. She's going to take it as I can help more. So she touches down and heals you more. Bringing a level 2. Well, that's a D10. That is not what you roll for. My dice are all mixed matched. Should have reorganized. Okay, there we go. So, oh god, that's not really good. Heal an additional. I hate this part because I have to do math and she has so many things that she has to add. 12 plus 4. 16 health. Heal 16 HP there, Roderick.
Much heal.
16. Oh wow.
Big wow.
Oh, it's just a scratch. You'll be fine. I sort of pats you on the back a little too hard.
Is anyone else injured? Does anyone else need help?
Thanks, Daniel.
I think we'll be alright, Daniel. Thanks, though.
Sure.
That was interesting. Well, we found one of the things that were mentioned in the letter, I guess. Okay.
They just everyone just looks at you, says nothing.
Call's actually
I'm
gonna.
still going to talk to your patron, or whatever it is.
Oh, do we need to? Do you, I guess, want to?
That's okay for now.
Yes, I agree. I do not think it is worthwhile at this time.
Well, save the spell slot for nothing.
Patron, huh?
I'm gonna go ahead
The
and.
delay is young, Dhamma.
I'm gonna use wholeness
No,
of
it's
body.
not. I'm going
Heal
to
myself
bed.
players.
Okay, so what are you trying to do a call? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna use wholeness of body and heal myself.
Sure. Okay,
For mine.
so go ahead and heal the mount, which is what, like 3 times it, or?
Yeah, 3 times my level.
Yeah. Okay. So then with that, you kind of channel in on yourself and you heal the amount. You feel much more relieved. Everyone else, you guys are now just currently standing around in front of this house. And there's a lake in front of you. The lake is just coated with a very thick algae. You can see it's only about 30 feet or so from where you are up down the slope. There's a lot of trees in kind of blocking parts of the view, but you can see the water, you can see the green algae on top of it, and you can see past it, which the lake was, I think, 300 feet or so to get the other shoreline. So you can see the other forest there, and you can still see parts of the illusion kind of just broken on the very peak of the crest of this like bowl you're in now. So you can see that the illusion kind of breaks up there, but where you are seems like a different habitat.
Feeling her didn't release that.
No, that's
No.
you notice that it's still in effect up there. So
Some high level
her
matching,
existence
yes.
is not dependent on it.
Alright, so since we couldn't get her to talk, at least we know there's 2 more women like this.
Yes, there's 2
Sure.
more servants, and they do not know that their friend here is dead, hopefully. Because she never
Oh,
sent the
yeah.
letters to arrive here.
That's true.
Exactly. But we don't know where they're at on top of that. I mean, the most we can do is probably, just alert.
Wait, is there a delivery
Went right
address
next
on
to
those
it.
letters?
I mean, we could look for
P.O. Box
patterns. I mean,
661.
The best
Damn
thing
it.
we can do now is to search the house and see what we can find.
Alright,
Yeah, let's head into that tower.
into the house.
Great.
Aldrich is identifying the staff, and then is he looking at
Oh,
the
he went
sapphire
right.
gem?
He brought the staff back with him, but he's immediately going back to the thing he was doing
The
before.
gem, right?
No, it's he already did the gem.
It's
It's
the 2
Oh, he did.
potions.
the potions.
Oh, the
yeah,
potions, that's right.
Found these 2 potions inside the scroll. The scrolls that she had. Right. So Baldric will come to those conclusions because it takes 10 minutes. So you guys will be meandering around the house prior to that. So where do you want to go? Who goes where? You guys are currently back in the living room at this moment. So you see Baldric sitting down on this really shredded up couch in front of this little coffee table that's hecka dented and scarred with stains and
Has
such.
anything changed in the house since we killed her?
House.
From, like,
Make a perception check.
Up the stairs
There was
And
never a house.
to that spot.
I'd like to go upstairs too, like I was trying to originally.
Sure.
And
yeah.
I would be
Roger,
going.
follow behind.
I'd be going for that room that is attached to the study that
Yes.
I was about to open.
Yes.
before the fight.
Well, not open, but you kept trying to go there. Yes. I mean, that's part when you have a very large party. You guys have to, things happen in tandem. So Pyra's still in her giant elk form in front of all you all. Just sees you all make your way back into the building. Not terribly phased by her becoming an elk, and then her two cats just sit near her outside. Is that supposed to be a reference to what does the fox say? Really?
It is now.
Roderick. Okay.
Only a 9 in my perception.
So, what was that? I'm sorry?
9 in perception.
A 10?
9.
9. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So from a quick look around, place seems effectively identical to what it was prior. You don't see any difference. There does appear to be a little bit of glass inside one of the rooms to the left of you. Study has a little bit of glass in there, but everything else seems almost exactly where you left it. All right. So, Ikal, I guess you would be the first one to go left. Thorak, where were you going?
I was actually staying outside with Antlers.
Okay, so you're with Antlers.
With Antlers.
Yeah, that's her name.
Antlers. Is that you?
All right, and then Pyrus, are you doing anything outside? I just need to know what your intent is.
My intent will be watch the road that this lady had walked in. So I would be scout, be watching over.
So Thorak, as you enter into talking range with this giant elk, it just turns and starts walking out there looking and scouting.
Well then.
I don't imagine that you're going too far. You're just gonna be doing like patrols, is what I would imagine. Yeah. Okay. So the cats, on the other hand, they just sit there looking at you. I wonder, what are you? Basically, is what you get the impression these cats are. One of them lays down, stretches out. The other one just sits on its hind butt and stares.
Their
right in the
leader,
face.
leave me alone. I'm just gonna slowly back away and into the house where it's nice and safe.
Okay, so you make your way back inside, which you'll then re-enter the room where there's Aniel, Baldric, and Evelyn. All right, Ikal, as you go through the study and you see that everything seems to be kind of left where you left it off, and you make your way finally into this back room, you see it's a rectangular room, and you're at the far left-hand side of it, and in the corner in front of you is a table. A wooden table that is, one of the legs is almost flat out broken, and there's a bunch of rocks kind of piled up to help levy it, but there's a slant on the table. Based on that, it's actually higher on this corner where the leg previously broke, and then the trying to balance it with rocks it's not leveled, let's just say that. Mm-hmm. Immediately, your nose is hit with this aroma of rotting meat. And your eyes quickly see a bunch of red splattered stains all over the table, as well as all against the counters. And what you would surmise was probably normally a quaint little kitchen, but it has turned into some sort of horror fest of a slaughterhouse, effectively. You see butchered body parts resting on certain portions of the counters. You see bones against the ground. It looks like she just kind of left body parts and stuff rotting on the floor. There is a small little pit where what you would assume would have probably served to cook meat in or cook food in, but it's just heavy caked with ash and dust. There's a small little hole that kind of, you see not a pipe, but a hole that the air, you would surmise the smoke kind of creaks out of through the roof. There does appear to be some water damage also near that when she's not using it and it's raining. You see that inside this room, beyond the giant mess of body parts, there's these not caskets, baskets of they're kind of strewn around the room, and as you kind of glance around, you see that these baskets have varying qualities of mystery meat inside of it. Some of it's red, some of it's gray, some of it looks like it's rotting. There's mold and such growing on it, and there's a good plethora of these baskets that are hanging around the room. And on top of that, you also see that there's a bunch of these little sacks that have appeared to have been either nailed or fixed or pinned to about chest level around the room. And there's a good 14, 15 of these little bags hanging, and there seems to be weight inside of them. Some of them have stains of red seeping through them, others do not. And then the final thing I guess of note in here is that this room does not appear to lead to any other room. However, there is a door on the back that's partially ajar. It looks like it's currently closed, but you do see light from the outside cascading through it, through the slightly ajar cracks in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you see in this room.
All right. So Akal's going to do 3 things right quick. One, he's going to try and confirm his suspicions. Are the bones that are scattered about in parts, are they humanoid in appearance or are they animal?
Make a nature check. Yeah, I guess that's what I'd want it to be. Yeah, nature. I mean, it seems to make the most sense.
All right. That is a 13 flat.
So some are and some aren't. You definitely recognize that a couple of the bones definitely cannot be humanoids that you're familiar with, but definitely some of them are. For example, there's a skull of what appeared to be a younger or a very small creature. You know, the 2 eye sockets where the nose would be there. It looks like it's been pretty well cleaned and polished off. There doesn't seem to be any lingering meat or organs still attached to it. It looks like she kind of just melted off whatever flesh was on it previously. There's a couple nicks on top of the skull, potentially from whatever method she used to get off of the excess flesh. So you recognize that there at least was some of these parts were definitely humanoid, but there was also portions that clearly are not. Too long of limbs, or for example, there's an antler in there, which would not be any creature that you're familiar with. So it's a mixture of entities.
All right, and then he's going to. There was 14 of these sacks along the walls. He's going to look into one and see.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay. All right, not good. 2.
2. So you move up to one of the sacks and you peer inside, and as you pull it down and peer inside, there's this a heavy stench of aroma. As you pull it up, several flies fly out of the sack, a good 4 or 5 of them, and you just see meat inside of it.
All right.
Very slimy, pouched meat. That seems the sack seems to be. This one seems to be containing it pretty well, but some of the other ones clearly have it just dripping through.
Just set it down and then go to the door, open it. It leads outside, does it?
Yeah, so you open it and you look out, and there's a backyard back there. There is a small little shed in the corner, but the shed looks like it's almost half of it's collapsed in itself. There you do see several chains that look like they've been hammered or pinned into the ground. Kind of like, I guess, spikes that were driven into the ground. There's a chain attached to it. There doesn't seem to be anything attached to that chain. There does appear to be, there's about 3 of those within visual eye contact of yourself right now. There's a lot of high grass back here, so it's kind of hard to see everything in this environment. You do see that, if not terribly far, maybe 20 feet past the backyard here, there's just trees start appearing. There's no clear perimeter of where the backyard would end. It just kind of is melded into the forest, basically.
Right. All right. Shut the door and head back into the foyer.
So as you shut the door, because your passive perception's 21, right?
Mm-hmm. It's high.
Yeah, you heard.
Did it sound like it was coming from out of my visual sight behind that?
Yes, it sounded like it was somewhere in the backyard there, but not within visual perspective.
I'm going to stealth and check behind the house.
Okay, so you crouch down and try to quiet your step. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
That is a Unnatural 20.
Okay, so there you are on that right now. And now you're just gonna go out to the back door.
I'm going to sneak out, yeah,
Okay, so
and
as you
look around outside.
So as you open the door, there's a little creak, and you slide yourself outside and you start taking a look out back there. Okay, so Doma, Roderick, you guys are starting to climb this very short series of stairs. It's very box-like, so you kind of get this notion of almost like a tower, but only about 2 passes. You make one left, you make another left, and you find yourself in a small circular room, which you recognize as like this little tower that was built on top with some kind of extension. As you enter inside, you see that into the far left side there is a 1 window pane in this room that has drapes closed on it. It's fogged up, but there is these wooden beams that come right down it that seem to give it structural support. You see at the very top of the room there is what appears to be kind of like a glass jar that is hanging from the ceiling, and there's several of these little light blue objects that are providing efflorescence that are moving around inside the jar right now, but they provide a light blue glow inside the interior of this room. The room is not terribly big, maybe, 10 feet in diameter. Yeah, 10 feet diameter. There's a pile of clothes just kind of hanging off in one corner. Looks like that's fallen rags or articles of clothing this person used. There is a bed that is a very small bed that's crammed up against the wall to the best of its ability. There are articles of clothing. They're also just kind of draped on top of that. The bed does not look like it's well kept. It looks like it's totally ramshackle damaged, water damage as well. You look up at the ceiling. The ceiling looks like there's holes inside that. One of the things you do notice in this room, though, is that there is a large arrangement of interesting little objects that are placed around the room. Some are hanging off the ceiling, some of them are kind of almost like nailed into the wall, some of them are just piled into the corner, and then there seems to be like this very center of the room there appears to be this almost like little, I wouldn't say it's a desk, but it's like some kind of wooden object that has been formed into the you surmise is where she sits down and works on stuff. It looks similar to kind of like a desk per se, but it's more like a stump that's kind of been dragged through the house and just dropped into this top room up here. There's one of these objects currently on top of that stump right now. The objects they vary in degree. They seem to be made out of bones and pieces of vegetation and tightly wound with some sort of rope or hempen rope or something like that.
All right.
All right, so
Interesting room.
yeah, definitely. Let me cast
Are
a
any of
detect
these
magic.
little things? Yeah, are any of these things magic, Roderick?
So Roderick, you cast detect magic.
Yes.
Immediately, the very center registers that the one that's on the little stump that she has in her room. That one does have a magical aura to it. You recognize the magical aura that it's giving off is... Shoot. I didn't think about this. I guess that one would be abjuration?
Let's point this out to Dome and Dome. So that thing there, it seems to be magical. It's abjuration magic.
What does it look like again?
So the one on the table specifically looks like it is some sort of bird talon. So there's these 3-pronged fingers. They're kind of formed into talons, and there's several branches that have been twisted and pulled against it. Very thin branches that can be bent, basically, and they're formed into what appears to be sort of like a star-like shape, with the bird talon kind of in the middle of it, and there's rope kind of holding the portions of it. Make an intelligence check, Doma.
All right. Ouch. Where is it? Intelligence. God, it's been a while. Where is it? +1, 3. Laris.
She might be making dream catchers for the local population.
I am very unsure of what this is.
Roderick, you also recognize that a couple of the objects in the room, the ones that are hanging from the ceilings, not all of them, but some of them also give off auras too. One of them gives off an illusion aura, one of them gives off, another one gives off an abjuration aura, and is there any other? Where? Sorry, I had to reread this. Where the heck did I read it? Oh, here. That's yeah. So you get you recognize there's a mixture of abjuration and illusion magic on some of these items, and they're kind of giving off an aura. You also, I guess, since you are casting detective magic, you also recognize that well, at least one of them that is magically active in here. You notice that there's actually magic that it seems to be drawing magic from down below. Like you see kind of like a stream of energy coming through the floorboards up towards this object that's hanging in the room, and then it was kind of hard to notice it at first, but it's very minute in its nature. So you see this kind of like slow etherish flow of just like raw mana, almost kind of just flowing through the air, which is not normal at all unless you're near a really prominent source of arcane. And then it seems to go towards this object, and then you see these small little threads of energy kind of moving out from this one of these fetishes off towards several of the other ones inside the room. And it seems to be almost kind of like a network where this one is pushing energy out towards the other ones that exist in this room.
And you said it's coming from below the floorboard.
Yes, there is. You see this kind of like ethereal tendril. It's not. It's very incorporeal. It's just almost like a wave of energy, very faint. Hard to notice at first, flowing through the floorboards down below.
What's holding up the glowing jar?
The jar is it's sealed shut. There seems to be some kind of latching mechanism. It's basically made of complete glass, and there's just rope that's tied several times around the jar, and
basically hung from the ceiling.
And it's hanging from the ceiling, yeah. It looks like she just affixed it to one of these like wooden supports that hang off of the roof.
And I cut that down so I can get a good look at it.
All right, so you reach up there and you cut right through it. You take the object down. As you pull it down, these 4 like little blue objects inside erratically move around, very insect-like inside the jar.
What are they?
So you look down at them. You see that they appear to be some sort of, best statement would be like a firefly, I guess. A blue version of a firefly.
Let's use Mage Hand to mess with that, the one that's the center of the magical network.
Oh, so you're going to interact with it with your Mage Hand? The one that's on the stump?
Is that the center?
So the one on the stump is not the one that has energy moving into it and redistributing it elsewhere. That one is just... It's one of the ones near the back. It's actually near her bed, the one that's distributing energy around.
Well, let's move to that and use Mage Hand interact.
Okay, so you pull out your spectral hand with 4 digits and 1 thumb, and you start tugging on the object, and the object moves. There seems to be no violent reaction from your interacting with it. There doesn't seem to be any heavy anchoring to it. You feel like you could probably just snatch us off with your Mage Hand. It would probably break the rope that's hanging, it's supporting it.
Yeah, let's do that.
And you just tear it off, and then you pull the object, 5 or 10 feet away. And you still see now, as you move it, the ethereal energy that's coming through the floorboards shifts with it. And you recognize that based off of this experiment here, that the object is still doing exactly what it's intended to do. The position was not important. The energy is still coming through the floorboards, but it's coming through now the new location where you've moved it along the X and Z axis.
This is a little interesting. So there may be something below us, Stoma.
Should we gather up all the magic things? Or
Yeah,
we
let's do
just
that.
leave them up here? Alright.
Let's just gather them up. It's fine.
You point at them, I'll grab them, and... Alright,
Okay.
there we go. We grab the magic things.
Okay.
Teamwork.
So there's a large number of them here. Some of them look like they're incomplete, like she was making them. Others look like they have already complete. So you could grab dozens of them. How many do you want to grab?
All of them. We'll use both
There are
arms.
more. There are more in
Other
this
people.
room than unless you want to freaking load the bag of holding, I guess. There's more in the room than you guys just shove your hand in your hands.
Yeah, we have...
They change. They're not the same size consistently. So some are larger than others. So some can be as big as bowling balls. I know bowling balls change in size too, but and others can be very small, like the size of a child's hand. They vary quite a bit.
Let's just stuff this in the bag of holding and bring it down.
Oh, okay. We gather all of them.
Okay, so you guys are going to spend about 5 minutes just tearing all these things and throwing them on the bag of holding. There's probably a good 40 to 45 of them in this room. So with that, you just start plucking them and taking them off the walls and start throwing them into the bag. Ding, 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 ding. And 5 minutes later, you guys would be done with that exercise.
All right, is there anything else in the room otherwise? After this?
I would like to look under
there
the bed.
is. Make an investigation check.
Can I look under that bed?
Yeah, you can make an
First roll of
investigation
the
check
day.
too.
Let's see. What do I got? 28.
Natural 20.
Okay.
No.
They're the articles of clothing, but there seems to be nothing important to them. They just seem to be random articles that she's crafted herself through things or taken from with it, not from McCall's information yet, but taken from the creatures that she's butchered. And they don't seem to be of anything really of note. They seem to be torn and tattered and damaged. Under the bed, there's nothing of note. It's just a small little crawl space beneath it that you couldn't actually fit underneath, but as you look down beneath there, you see nothing underneath it. But you both notice, because you both meet the criteria on this, inside the room itself, the stump, the way it's positioned, you recognize that actually it seems to be a little too mathematical, a little too scientific. Roderick, as you're looking around, because you see it actually before Doma sees it, as he was poking around with the bed, you recognize that this is probably used in some sort of magic ritual. And then at that point, you then start noticing certain markings along the floor, carvings into it, and you go, oh yeah, this is definitely a magical ritual, of which it's potentially possible to deduce what the magic was doing. You also, through trying to read the runes, it could take a while, but you could try to do it. Another thing that you notice is as you start like poking around, looking at it, Doma then sees what you're doing, and he recognizes, effectively, he gets the same gauge as you do. As it looks very similar to kind of like the circle you draw when you want to contact your planar entity. So Doma kind of gets the same air with his natural 20, that there seems to be some kind of ritual circle inside this room. And there appears to be multiples, actually. There's one large one, which is in the middle, but then there also appears to be one smaller one off in one corner and another one off into near the doorway, effectively. So, well, that'll be you guys for now. We're going to go ahead and move on to another person, since Petite has to be a BRB. Oh, no, wait, 1 second. Well, I'm going to take that as a BRB. Evelyn, you're in the room with Thoric. Thoric comes right back inside right now, and Annie and Baldric are currently sitting down on the furniture. Is there anything you'd like to do?
No, you said nothing has changed in here. Just gonna sit and wait for Baldric to finish what he's working.
Okay. So it's still gonna be another 5-ish minutes for him. Thoric, anything for
I
you?
just look at Thoric like, where's Pyrus?
She went outside, and sort of just walked off again. Her tigers are here, though.
Patrol, I guess.
Possibly. sort of just leans against the wall. It's just his mullet and the ground, so just idling, not really doing anything.
Okay. Pyrus, perception check.
That'll be 21.
21. So as you're kind of scouting around the front of the house, nothing at all is registered in like any abnormal activity. You're not seeing any wildlife really running around the area. You're not seeing anything. You're not hearing bird cries or anything of that nature. Seems pretty quiet overall. You just hear wind moving through the trees, leaves being pushed around, and you can see some of the water actually being lapped against the shoreline. The algae kind of bubbling in against it and moving up along the shore, and then receding back out there. There seems to be no threats based off of what you are currently perceiving right now. The call.
All right.
Hello.
You sneakily head out the back door. As you make your way out there, you then slowly close the door behind you. Make sure to be very careful not to let it hit against the door frame to make too much noise. So immediately to your left, you see there's a small little arrangement of what appears to be like a little, for lack of a better word, a place to store lumber. You see a large amount of wood logs that have been either freshly cut or, actually I should say freshly cut, that have been cut. They have, some definitely look older than others. And there's a small little like ceiling, little cove that was made on top of it. Not really well done, but to try to protect it from potential direct rain, effectively. But you can clearly tell that it's not doing a great job, as some of the logs look heavily damaged and decayed, but that seems to be the state. It just kind of hugs to the left of the wall and actually goes past the wall of the building itself a little bit. You see the shack, which is destroyed off in the back left corner. You see the tree lines nearby. As you kind of creep back out here, you stop for a brief moment to try to listen, and you do hear this heavy breathing noise coming over to your left, past the wooden, the log holder. God dang.
The lumber area, yeah.
Yeah, lumber area. Good God, I'm terrible right now. Okay, so you hear breathing from some kind of.
I'm going to try and keep to the wall and just slowly, like, do you know the term, like, pieing a corner? Where, like, you, like, you move in a way to, like, barely see vision around a corner,
so
by keeping yourself hidden.
Kind of, you only, like, put your head a little bit forward and you look around the corner just with part of your face. So you have the lowest visibility possible kind of thing. So yeah, alright, so you go up, you basically you kind of lean up against the little lumber area. You look around the corner, and you see see the back hind legs of a creature that's currently laying down back there. It's currently its facing direction is actually perpendicular to where you are right now. So it's actually, it looks like it's looking, let's just say it's south, and currently you would be looking west towards its back. So it's looking south, and it doesn't see you. So you can't even see its full body. You only see its back hind legs. You see a tail coming out of it. It's got a very thin, white, bony body. It looks like it's a large creature. From a gauge, you probably recognize that you'd estimate that it's probably a quadruped, and it's probably in the ballpark of around 10 feet tall if it were to stand up. Just from the relative size of its body, it does not seem to be aware of your current presence.
Okay, and I don't really know what it is right now.
No, you don't. You only see maybe a quarter of it, a third of it.
Okay, do I see it chained to anything, or is it just kind of laying there?
At the moment, it's just laying on its stomach. You don't see anything affixed to its back portion of its body from your current vantage point.
Alright, well, I think it's sleeping. I'm going to just head back the way I came, head inside, and let the others know what I found.
Okay. So you turn around and head back inside. You creep your way back in. You would go through the front, the kitchen. Make a stealth check.
Okay. Huh. 12.
Okay. So, as you make your way back inside, you open the door as carefully as you can, and it makes a little creak. And you slowly try to close it. But as you close it, a gust of wind blows at the same time the door slams against the back arch of the doorway. At that moment, you hear... and you start hearing footprints, or footsteps, I should say. Footprints. You hear footsteps coming from where that creature was previously standing, or resting, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
As it moves, you also, because your passive perception is so fucking high, you hear this rustling of metal against metal sound against the ground.
Okay. And there's no view outside in this room, correct?
No.
Alrighty. At this point, since it's turned towards where the back of the house would be, would I know if I could go around to the front of the house, to that side of the house, and see it before it makes it to the back?
If you want to dash like mad sprints, yeah, I mean, I think it's possible.
All right, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna once again. I'm gonna pry the corner on the other side, and try and at least like see what it is now.
You're gonna run out the front door, right? Is what you're trying to do here, just to make sure I'm picturing this correctly, or are you just gonna go right back at the back door?
Actually, no, never mind. That would just give me the same information I got when I looked at it from behind the same time. So, no, scratch that. I'm just gonna walk back into the foyer.
So you walk back to the front. Okay, so you make your way back up there. There's Evelyn, Thoric, Baldric, and Aniel. Baldric's currently focusing on an object. Aniel just seems to be clutching, not clutching, she's like rubbing her temples at the moment. She's sitting down, her eyes are closed. As you enter into the room, Evelyn and Thoric both eye you as you enter in.
There is a creature in the backyard. I do not know if it is hostile or not.
What kind of creature?
I have no idea.
Well, let's go take a look then. I'll pick up his hammer and sort of just make his way over.
I'll go with.
You do that. It sounds like there's chains rustling and it's breathing heavy. Don't know what.
Maybe it's injured.
Huh.
So the two of them start making their way through the study towards the kitchen, and now you guys get to see you see the spectacle of this butchery, the slaughterhouse of what it is. As you guys make your way back there, call for Decline to mention this as he made his way back to you all. You see these sacks of hanging against the wall. You see the table that's been heavily carved upon. There seems to be a fair amount of bones littering this room, and there's a door back there that's currently half ajar.
Clark wouldn't bat an eye and just keep going.
All right, so as you make steps, you're not even trying to be stealthy.
No, I'm just walking there casually.
As you start making, you hear noise in the backyard.
Okay, I would stop, pull out the shield and hammer ready, and now try to be stealthy.
Make a stealth check now.
Because it's roaring at me. I thought it was like a kitten or something. Natural 20.
Alright, so with that, did you do with disadvantage?
No, I did not. Oh my. 9.
Oh, good.
I'm just stopping.
So for a brief moment in time, he suddenly quiets his steps. You can't hear him, but then this takes another step forward. Blood creaks. The creature outside. So everyone else inside the building will start hearing this barking noise coming from the backyard. including those of you up at the top that are currently now just putting the last of these little wooden bony objects into the bag of holding. You guys like high five, way to go, team investigation.
Yeah.
Woo!
But you guys start hearing this noise coming out from the backyard now.
Hell happening up there.
What about the front of the yard?
The front of the yard, you would hear it from up front too, with your
Where-
23
Which side's the
passive
window on?
perception. The window, you try to look out the window to see if you can see what's back there. Unfortunately, the window is just super fogged up. You cannot see
Alright,
through
I
it.
open the window.
You try to open it. Does not look like it's a window that can open because it has nothing. It's a reinforced window with wooden supports.
Alright,
I guess I have to go down.
Smash it with a hammer?
apparently.
You hear, coo, coo, smash it!
Sorry.
A call just kind of sits with his arms crossed, looking over at Thor. Well,
So yeah, you look over the Thorak, who's currently like in front of the door, like he's not. There's no handle. He's like his hand's about to grab it to pull it open, but he hasn't quite yet. Evelyn, you're nearing one of these sacks of against the. It's kind of like hammered in the wall. You recognize that it's slightly low. It's about chest level, so you can actually kind of see what's inside of it. And this one looks like it has some kind of herb or something kind of shoved into it. There's seems to be kind of like a vegetation kind of hanging up in front on top of it.
I'm gonna push the door open with my hammer.
Okay, so you
Unless it's a
pull it
Yeah.
towards you to open it. Yeah, because it pulls inward to open. So you
Ever
use your
so
hammer, you
slight.
grab the lip of it, and you start pulling it towards you. As you pull it open, you start hearing that much more loudly the creature on the other side, but you don't see it. You hear a chink. Sounds like it's coming from the left, but you have no visual contact with it right now.
I'll ever so slightly itch forwards until I do actually have vision.
Okay, so
But not.
you go into the backyard and then you just look to your left and there's the log pile to the left, and you see this creature with this chain taut around its neck, this very like metallic collar around its body. You see a no, let's just grab it. You see the following. You see what appears to be this kind of wolf-like creature that has these kind of like spines protruding through its body that have reddish hue to them. It's not blood. It does not look like it's blood splattered on it, but there's these. It's kind of like a reddish to the point. Its ribs are. It looks very lithe, and its ribs seem to have like this yellow glow, kind of coming through its chest cavity, as well as its mouth. There's this kind of energy almost inside of it. It does not look like a happy mongrel, not at all, as it seems to be has a very not a large amount of living space, and it seems to be very agitated with your group at the moment.
Well, it's good news. It's chained up. Bad news. It's not a dog. It's rather angry, actually.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
I don't know. Have I?
Have you seen anything like that?
In the mountain.
Well, yeah. I mean, what kind of check do you want to make, buddy? It's anything based off of either you have
History?
Arcana, you have Nature, History. No, history's not about the entities you've seen. History would be about politics and governmental influences and wars that have been fought.
Please? Okay, fine. So you said religion or...
You can do religion, you can do nature, you could do arcana.
Let's do religion.
Okay, religion it is. Remember, the one you choose determines the information you get regarding it, just FYI.
15.
15. Okay, well, that's not that bad. Okay, can the bot work?
No, I
Oh, I'm in the wrong bot,
Okay.
that's why.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, stop.
Hot damn.
Okay, 15. The entity in front of you. That was religion, you said?
Yes.
Ah, yes. Okay. You would recognize that this creature is a fiend, for sure. It's not.
Wow.
It has characteristics of fiendish qualities to it.
Oh.
some kind of amalgamation between maybe potentially like a hyena and a fiend, or a wolf and a fiend. You see this like long, rigid, scorpion-like tail on its back. You're gonna guess that probably is poisoned, or has a poison quality to it. It does not look like it was well kept. It looks like it's been living a very harsh and painful life. But it's back here, so it must have a purpose. Other things about it. You don't know its name, but you're getting the vibe that it's definitely the kind of creature that its design is that it doesn't give a shit about anything else around it. It just wants to survive. So it's going to eat those things around it, and it doesn't care whose laws it breaks to do it.
Well, it's certainly a fiend. Haven't seen one like it before, but I've seen similar things. Say, you've got spells or some range. Can you get it from here while it's chained up?
You hear in your mind, Castcliff, Castcliff.
I turn quickly to Evelyn. You heard that too, right?
She did not.
What?
The voice,
What languages do you speak, Thoric?
Let's see. Common, Orc, Draconic, Dwarven.
Yeah, you did not know it.
Yeah.
Should we get Roderick? Maybe he can help?
Well, for first things first, I'll step back a little bit out of its vision so I'm not taunting it.
As you get back inside, you hear the chain go taut again. Tink!
Well, if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it quick, because I really don't want to fight it unless I have to. Or rather, I'd like to put it down as quick as I can.
You said it's chained up, correct?
Yes,
We
but I don't know how
downstairs,
long it might
Cole
hold.
walks into the foyer.
Did it said something
So
to you?
Cole goes in there. There's Baldric. I think I figured out what this potion is. Alright, this one here, what it does. Where'd everyone go? Oh, well, you. I think you're the one who wanted me to look at this anyways, right?
Sure.
Right, so this one here, this is the... And he extends to you the potion that has the thick yellow-green liquid inside of it. This seems to be a potion of heightened hearing. Upon consumption of this, it would give you advantage on perception checks that rely on sound for about an hour.
Interesting.
I guess I'll move on to the next item. He grabs the next potion, starts casting Identify on it.
Cole's actually gonna answer before he starts.
Question for you. The gym. You couldn't identify what was inside the gym, correct?
I'm sorry, inside? No, I have no idea what's inside. All I know is that it's some kind of gem of sealing or something. It keeps whatever's inside there. I have no idea what's inside it. It won't tell me if, it doesn't, the magic's not. I might be amazing, but that's not possible.
Right. But if we wanted to get it, whatever it
What's
is,
that noise coming from the backyard? So he starts now
there-
recognizing this, like, dog bark coming from the backyard.
There's just some sort of devil fiend.
Devil fiend! Oh, all right, he stands up. Let's go see what the hubdub's about. And he huddles past you basically towards the kitchen, or several of the group is currently congregating. As he enters into there, this is when Thorix made his way back in. Wide-eyed, he looks towards Evelyn and I guess Baldric now in there. Was anyone else in that room? No, Aniel's still in the foyer.
Are we still upstairs?
Yeah. So did you guys want to come down?
Yeah.
All right, so as you guys come down, that's when you basically see a Baldric making his way towards the kitchen, and then there's a Call, and then Call makes eye contact with you, and he does one of those lifts the eyebrows like, "Hey, what's going on?" Towards you guys.
After hearing the dog noises from the front, I would make my way around the backyard.
Sure. So you start circumnavigating through the tree line.
So what's
to come
going
I
on?
do have my tiger sitting on the front door,
Okay.
just in case.
I think we might need to draw some stuff here real quick. So let's just say this is the house. All right, let's just say that's the house.
Ooh,
And we have the
bigger than last time.
house. The front door's down here. Let's say that. So the cats are kind of near the front, and you're circumnavigating around the side. And we got this creature back here, and then this is a bigger house than what it's supposed to be. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Let's fix that. Jesus.
I was gonna say.
That
In
was
a
a
mansion?
That was a big house. Goodness, yeah. I mean, even this is probably bigger than what it should be, but this is much closer to what it should be. So there we go. So this is much more applicable. All right. So is that a Baldric? Is that for Kyle?
Yes. Yes,
Just
it
in time. Just in time. All right. So Thorak, you're like right here. So let's just kind of give a quick illustration. So we have, I guess that. Yeah.
Where's the front door at?
So the front door's right here.
Tigers.
Then we would be here. Well,
Yeah.
I'd be here-ish
So then
with
we could
Aniel.
call. So there's this. Oh, geez, this is so difficult. I didn't really think too much about this. So right here would be the little stairway, I guess. That you climb up.
We
and
get
down.
it.
And then the stairs lead up to here. Here's the living room, effectively. Where there's like a chair right there, and then there's another chair over here. And here's a coffee table. Okay, and then there was the study.
Study.
Bunch of
Kitchen.
desks, some cabinets, etc. And then there's the kitchen, yeah, right there. Of which there's this elongated table with a bunch of meat stuff, and then there's a bunch of these sacks against the wall that
Would you be
have
inside?
random crap inside of them. There's no door that leads anywhere over here. It's just this closed door, and then there's this doorway right here, which is where Thor comes back inside. So that is effectively what's looking on here. So Call, you're right here. Aniel's is still sitting down in a chair. Roderick and Doma have made their way over here. Pyrus, you're over there. Okay. So now, Baldric, you've made your way in over here. Baldric, can you hear me?
I'm still launching the game.
Okay, sure. So to give you an
Is there
update
a
of
quick
what's
way
happening,
to join
you've been
people's games anymore through friends, or do I have to? Like, Steam changed. I don't just right-click friends in my friends list.
Yeah, not in this game. You have to join it through their browser.
Ew.
You can sort by friends only, though. That'll be easier.
Why did Steam get rid of that? That was such a cool feature to join their server.
It's only really on Valve games. Most of the time. Like a lot of games that aren't made by Valve don't really do that.
Okay. So Kyle, what you've been doing is you guys dispatched a. Wait, you haven't seen anything but the previous episode, have you?
Nope.
Okay. Let's see what happened in that one. So you guys went to go try to help this go find this creature out in the wood that might be bewitching people in town. So you headed northeast. You fought some things along the way. You found a giant illusion spell, which you just spelled a river, right? And so you started recognizing that the terrain was different.
Yeah.
You guys then eventually continued going forward. You fought some of these like small elemental creatures, Mephites, that seemed to be in service to something. You eventually found a giant body of water, a lake, which did not appear to be affected by the illusion at all. It seems like it's completely different terrain, so you think that's probably not illusion based at all.
Oh, what's the password?
You see this lake in the middle. It seems to kind of match up with some of the stories you've heard. You see this small island inside in the middle. There's some heavy trees there, and there's a house. You guys water walk across this algae infested lake, make your way onto land. You guys enter into the house. As you go into the house, you ran into an interesting puzzle. I hope it was interesting. And then you guys started. Roderick wanted to identify a letter you guys found that had some information on it. And he wanted to try to ask his patron to see if he knew any major things about that creature or any of the creature's names that were listed. As he left the building,
Wait, was I there when he was talking to his patron?
No, he was. You were not.
Happen.
He mentioned it in front of everyone that, hey, maybe I'm going to go talk to someone. And so then he was looking for a place to draw a ritual circle, but there wasn't enough space on this room. The inside the dwelling, the floorboards are not connected enough that your circle will not be correct. So
my character doesn't know that he's a warlock.
Not really. You shouldn't be fully aware of it. He then was, as he basically was leaving the dwelling, he saw an old hunched woman that matched the hunched woman you saw in the puzzle. I really wish you watched the video. Damn. And you guys combated her. She animated a tree. Evelyn destroyed the tree to hell and back really fucking quick with blight. You guys killed her pretty fucking quick. She was kind of like an old crotchy witch, I guess is like the fastest way to explain it. She had a staff that seemed to be interesting. The party basically was using you as an identify bot. You've identified a potion there's 2 potions you found in the study that you were identifying. You just identified one of them. You have not identified the staff. You haven't identified the other potion. You're currently in the living room. The party has moved through you're moving through the living room, and the party was interacting with you, and you started hearing noise from out back as the party recognized there's some kind of like dog-like creature that's chained up back there. And your character just recognized that you heard it, and you're like, I want to go find out what that is. You're investigating.
I'm looking at the weird rabid dog thing.
No, you're in the study. You're making your way through the kitchen. Gosh. Okay, the study's got a bunch of crap in it, all right? It's got like a wooden... The furnishing in this place is super damaged and ravaged. There's urns in this room filled with ash. You're not caring about that. You're moving to the kitchen. The kitchen looks like a slaughterhouse. There's this bunch of meat and crap slaughtered all over the place. There's these like bags of reagents that are currently hanged up against about chest height around the room. And there's just a bunch of baskets of meat that have some of it's rotting, some of it seems to be fresh.
Real quick question: did I do the telepathic link? Did I ritual cast that?
We did not do it before we approached. No.
You do not have rares. You do not have rares currently.
Could do it now.
Okay. So what you have, at this moment is you enter into the kitchen because you hear this sound coming from the backyard. You can't see this creature. You don't know it exists right now. You within the last 10 minutes you fought a giant tree and a hag effectively, and you killed them, and you guys thought you were safe. And then your party came back inside and asked you to start identifying objects while they were going to keep exploring. You identified one of those objects, and then the party you're now starting to hear noises outside, which the party seems to be kind of congregating towards the kitchen, towards the back door where this creature effectively is. Pyrus is up front. She's circulating around. You do not know she's out there. You currently see Thorak, who's like his back is to you right now, as he's kind of effectively like part way outside as you enter in. Here's Evelyn's in the room with you. That is effectively where you are. I guess that's the best
okay.
I can
do. Found a hut, killed the witch in the tree, exploring house, creepy shit inside, noise, party splitting, and there's a weird demon dog out there.
Yes.
Did I take damage in any of the fights?
No.
No.
Did
I cast any spells in the fight?
You cast a firebolt is what you cast.
Yes, that's right.
All right. I just need to know what tools I have and what I've lost.
You have everything you had previously. Nothing's been restored.
And all I need to now is get into character. Oh, I'm so old. All right.
Okay.
Hold back a little. We don't want to make it angrier.
So let's just kind of pull back. Okay. So yeah, I guess Thorak's telling you to be quiet. That works.
Yeah, I would say I put my head back in and say, Roderick. I think this thing's trying to communicate to Thorak.
What language?
I've got no clue, but I don't like it, nor anything like it.
You said it might be a feat. What did you say it was?
It's definitely a nightmarish fiend. Sure.
Pyrus, at this point, you now see visual of the creature through the tree line, and you see effectively a 10-foot tall demon hound, effectively.
Do you speak?
I would know it's a demon hound.
I mean, let's just say yes, because it's not worth me really trivializing it. Yes, let's just say you know it's a fiend, okay?
Would I know that? Would the spell speak with animals allow me to speak with it?
It would not.
Okay.
What happened to you sure as well can try?
Trying to expedite, all right? My gosh.
All right.
Sorry.
Right,
well, so he would know that. Try. You're right. I should have just made you should try. You're right. I should have just said that so he can learn. All right. Well, anyways.
Whatever it is, I don't like it, and it is currently chained up, but I don't want it to break free.
Hold on. It tried to talk to you instead of attacking you. That's a good thing, right?
It's tried to charge at me. The chain is holding it back, and trust me, I've met hundreds of fiends that talk to you just the same. Each one of them want to kill you just as much.
Thor, what did the language sound like? Can you like emulate it a little?
Sound it all like that.
All right. So based off of that, can we make a difference?
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Omelette du fromage.
Du hast mich.
Baguette.
Akal made his way
And
out
then,
front.
can you do a performance check for me, Thorak?
Oh boy.
If he does well, do we get advantage?
Better rely.
How would he have advantage?
What the hell is performance even?
It's charisma
14.
based. 14? Gosh, yeah. So it sounded almost exactly like what he said to you guys, and then you guys have no idea what
But I know
language
it's
that may
definitely
be.
not primordial, right?
You have no idea. It sounded like someone speaking gibberish. You got no idea. It had no fluctuation of what it could or could not have been. There's no way to know.
Why don't we just
this
go talk to the dog?
Yeah, I can speak to it, but I can't understand what it says if it's that gibberish.
Let's
From
go
that,
out
do
there.
I, without like having to go out and look again, how strong did the chain look? Did it old and
You kind of were more looking at the giant creature that was trying to break its way out. You just saw there was a chain. You could not really tell.
We go.
Oh, yeah, we got
out.
we got some stuff to show you guys too, but let's go.
Right. Be careful. I feel like it might be poisonous.
Call, have you gone up to the front to look?
Yes,
around?
I went out the front door and over to the side.
Okay, and then Pyrus, where are you? Are you still standing in this like relative spot here?
I would make my way.
All right, so I mean, let's just say there's a tree there for you. There you go, buddy. Great.
I am the tree.
Yeah. Tree. All right, there's a bunch of trees out here. Got it. Okay, so all right, so the Pyrus off to the side is currently flanking without really knowing where the rest of the party is. A call, you're seeing an angle of it. The creature can't see. The chain is taut, and you see that it's trying to like bite through the chain at this moment, and it just doesn't seem like it's gnawing through it. Thoric, you're currently in the kitchen. Your guys' tokens are relatively important at this point. So if you're going to move somewhere, please make your token move somewhere. Oh, let's get you the little wooden.
Our tokens are important?
At this point,
oh,
yes.
everyone's sprinting forwards. Holy fuck!
So we got a little wooden log thing over here where lumber is supposed to be kept. All right. So you guys peek around past.
Is there any windows along the
windows
wall
and
here?
every window you've seen in this building so far, unless you've broken it, is too fogged up or just too decayed for you to see through.
And this is a one-story house?
One story, except for this corner here. There's a stairwell. This little box is supposed to be a tight stairwell that leads to this like bedroom of sorts, which you don't know anything up there. There was definitely interesting things that your character would have loved to have seen though. No one shared. No one shared that
I'm gonna head that
with
way.
you. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't know
sure?
it even exists. All right, so.
You said I want to go that way.
You would. God damn it.
If you knew about it.
If you knew about it. All right, so as you come around the corner, and then multiple of you now come within eyesight of the creature, immediately does it actually takes a couple steps back away from your group, and it seems to be trying to evaluate your relative demeanor.
Do I recognize what this thing is?
Since I just gave it to Pyrus, I'm just gonna give it to you. It's a fiend.
I don't know the creature.
The creature. Okay, now you can go ahead and make an Arcana, Nature, or Religion check.
Murder dog.
Religion.
Nature?
Yeah, it's classified as murder dog.
Oh, sweet. All right. Let's befriend it.
It's mine, pet. I call it before we do anything else.
That calls suddenly a ranger. This is
Have we seen
Religion,
Pyrus done do
2030.
shape-shifting?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did, yes.
Oh, someone's chained up Pyrus out there. Let's
You're not out there yet. You don't even know what it is. You have to get within visual sight. You don't know what they're all currently staring at.
What's everyone huddling over here for? Oh my, Pyrus! I'll save you.
No! I'll pull him back. Just stop him from going forwards. That's
Did
not.
we see Pyrus become this weird?
No, she
Was that
became
a
this elk. She became
Did
an
we
elk.
see that, or did we just know
Yes,
that
you
Pyrus
saw
is not
her
here?
become an elk.
Okay.
Not a
Never
devil
mind.
dog.
I'm not that stupid. Okay, never mind. I'm just over.
Whatever it is, it's not Pyrus, and it's not of this world.
Anyway, 23 Lares.
23. Okay.
For religion.
Gosh. All right, a religion. So, what you know is that this would be called a Shusuva. It's a demon creature. They are pretty much chaotic evil alignment.
It's a demon, or is it a fiend?
It is. Well, demons are fiends. Fiends are classified as demons and devils. But Doma knows specifically that this is, while it's a fiend, it's actually of the category demon.
It's a chupacabra.
With that in mind, these creatures are very resilient to a large array of trauma, be it some magical and some physical. They are, while intelligent, are not incredibly intelligent. So they do know language. The languages that you would be aware that they should know would be that of Null and Abyssal. Beyond that, why it's here, you're not sure. These things tend to be in packs of others with it. They would roam around, devouring and eating, just kind of like a pack of wolves. They hunt typically in groups. But this one's just by itself, and it does not look like it's in the best of health.
Well, I know what the thing is.
It is dangerous. They are dangerous. Even by themselves, they are dangerous.
A what?
These things are pretty strong. They're called a Shusumba?
Shushuva.
Murder dog.
Shushuva. It's been a while since I've tried to pronounce the name. They're not friendly. They're very tough.
Oh,
And they
really?
usually roam in packs. They can speak Abyssal, usually, I think. And Null, whatever those are.
So can you comprehend any of those, Roderick? Or
Nope.
I can't talk to it.
Well, I guess we go to best way of taking care of it. From range
Well-
while it's still chained down.
I
Do I
suppose.
get this
I mean, I
conversation?
can talk to it, but it can't talk to me back. But so that kind
Can't
of presents a
Didn't
hiccup to
someone
that.
say it talks in some of your head?
Have any of you actually tried speaking to it yet?
Hello.
At this point, it's now, it's kind of moved back towards where the spike in the ground is. So it's actually made its way back to about here. So let's just kind of give a rough illustration of that spike. Is roughly around there. Make a perception check, all of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Did I hear the conversation that they had?
No, they're
before?
too far away from you to really get a good read on that. They're not in direct sight of you.
Oh
What
wait,
was
is
it?
it based on sight or is it something else?
This is on site.
Yes, advantage.
Huh?
He,
What was
Nothing.
this?
he has things, okay? He has things.
Got some magic glasses.
Yeah,
Not glasses.
He
Don't
does
touch
have
my glasses.
Alright, so unnatural 20, 18, no. And Baldrick only got 19. Where's Evelyn's roll?
Only. What do you mean only?
Where's
What did we? What was the DC?
Evelyn, what was your roll? Okay, she must be
Rest in pieces, Owl.
She must be good enough to. Okay, so yes, starting.
Keep rolling. Keep going. Keep rolling.
Dagon, you would
Roll
see
them,
this.
roll.
A call.
All right.
You see that the
What'd you roll,
creature, as
Al?
it retreats back towards that pike in the ground, or the spike in the ground. Evelyn, you can roll a perception check if you're back. If not, we're
21. I haven't left. It's my keyboard's being a piece of shit, so it's
Oh.
not working.
Okay, gotcha.
21.
Okay. 21. So then Evelyn, you would see it too. So Call and Evelyn, you guys see that the creature, as it made its way back towards the spike in the ground, that there's this mound of earth that's really close near that spike that's kind of like elevated up there. It looks like it's been recently disturbed. And the creature kind of has retreated back towards that area right there. And it's now eyeing heavily towards this group, and it starts growling at you guys again. At this point, it's going to... Oh,
There's a
with Doma,
mound, you
Doma,
said?
you're hearing your mind. Of which, what languages do you speak, Doma?
Common and Infernal.
You do not know what it said. So, in fact, what languages does everyone speak? Just to get this reiterated real quick.
Type it so we don't get confused.
Just waiting for anyone to say it. I don't think anyone does know it, but maybe they do. Nope.
Yeah, no one's gonna have demonic.
Nope. Okay.
Oh God.
Look at all these
screwed.
draconics. Wow, goodness.
I know, everyone wants to talk to a dragon.
It's the people of the mountain.
Alright, yeah. I'm getting it that we're not gonna. Alright, so none of you know it. Good. Alright, moving on.
But is it trying to protect the mound?
I cast comprehend language.
Hard enough. It's made its way back there. It's not telling you, by the way, I'm coming back here to do something, guys. It just made its way back there.
But does it look like it's protecting something? That's my question.
Make an insight check.
Oof.
Oof.
It's protecting something. Protecting itself. It's chained to a post. And it looks beat up, right? It looks like it's like just.
It doesn't look like it's in the best of health,
it
but it doesn't look. You don't see trauma to it. There's not like there's gaping wounds on it or anything like that. It looks a little. It looks like it might be hungry. It looks like it hasn't fed very well.
A hungry murder dog.
11.
So
Nah, it's hard. You can't really tell what its intent was with that. It moved back towards the center where the spike is, and there happens to be a mound of unsettled earth nearby.
Oh, what was that? Someone cast comprehend languages?
I was just kidding.
It doesn't retroactively let you hear what it said.
No.
Plus, he doesn't have it anyways. So.
Yeah, I know, right?
I do.
You got rid of it? Wait, you got rid of it?
I didn't have it to begin with. What do you mean?
I thought you had comprehend languages.
He has
never had it.
No, he has the ability to
Oh, that's
read
right.
people's minds, but they got to be 30 feet, and I'm not getting close to that murder.
You also can't you read all texts? Is what you can do.
He can read all text.
Yes,
yeah,
read
not
all
comprehend
text.
languages.
It's unfortunately it's not writing it down for you to read it.
Wait, are you sure the murder dog is writing in the mind?
Okay, anyways, so here you guys are. You guys do not see Pyrus in the moment. You do not know of Call's current presence. It's just you a lot over here. Aniel's made her way back to the door. What's going on? What are you all doing?
We're looking at a creepy double dog.
Demon out here.
She takes a peek.
Wait, what did Aniel speak?
Was that
Aniel, can you speak? Yeah, that.
Speak what?
Dog.
No, not anymore.
Oh.
What was that other language, Doma?
It's abyssal. It speaks abyssal.
Nolish.
No. Yeah.
No. What's a no?
Weird dog person, I think.
Wait, so one person only heard it in his head. We didn't hear any.
Only in their head. No one else has heard anything actually was speaking. From you guys, it just what you actually hear is it's growling at you effectively.
I did pass on that it was talking to my head.
Well, I guess I'll start the ritual for comprehend languages then.
Oh, let me just pull out this. Excuse me.
I go start doing 10 minutes of casting.
Right in front of it. Okay, got it.
So, how far does the chain actually give us as before?
Approximately, it gets you to about here, right next to the wood. It seems like that's where I got taught.
All right, we're just gonna move up to right.
As you move closer to it, it gets back up. You hear in your mind, fuck.
I don't recommend getting any closer than that.
I was gonna see if I can try to speak to it telepathically, but he's just a little out of range, so.
Do you think it'll be worth it?
Nope, not taking that chance.
Oh, waiting for someone to be able to talk to it.
Yeah.
What? Who?
Or wizard.
Oh, the spell waving and thing he's doing over there.
Yeah, you can use magic.
Right.
Aren't you able to use that spell?
Me? No. No. I don't. What spell? I don't know of any spells that let me speak dog. Well, maybe, but no, I don't, unfortunately. I think that's what he is doing.
I'll point over the arcane babbling hole.
Yes. Alright, I guess we'll just kind of wait around, I suppose. Wait, oh.
You guys don't have to. This is a contingency plan.
What?
Let's start taking out the stuff just to show everyone, I guess.
Sure.
Get a second.
right in front of it?
So
Should we
Pirates,
at
you see
least
part
go
of the party
inside so we
regroup,
don't-
and they start pulling things out of this bag and just start throwing them
Hold
against the
on,
ground.
hold on.
A call, you don't see anyone, but you do see the creature just sitting there, effectively.
I'm just keeping an eye on it.
Yep.
At the very least, let's go back inside so we're not taunting it right in front of its nose.
How are we taunting it though? I mean, we're just pulling junk out.
Just waiting.
Turning your back on a fiend is,
I don't remember turning my back on it.
right, not paying it your full attention.
What are you guys doing with these? What?
I don't know.
This was in the.
Showing you guys?
Yeah. These are
I
all.
found a whole bunch of little things upstairs.
Yeah, magic items.
And you're
45.
pulling them out here. Why?
They're out here, and we can get
We got
a second
10
opinion
minutes
on what they
left
could
for
be.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
Hey, can I pull out the one that was connected to all the other ones?
Yeah, that one at least.
Let's
Yeah,
track
so
down.
you pull out one of these like little fetishes, wooden and with like wooden and skull bone parts, and you pull out the one. You find the one that it took you some digging. You had to chuck a couple of them out before you eventually found the one you wanted.
And I just got to think about it. Remember?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you have that enchant. All right, so you think of that one specifically, and you pull it out, and there it is. It's kind of like a bird talon claw, and you pull it out and you show it to everyone.
Where does this thing connect to?
Oh, detect magic. Does it still kind of does the magic still kind of leap?
So as you cast detect magic, you see the energy comes back from inside the house. It's looks like it's still coming from lower in altitude, but back in towards the building from that you left.
Would we be able to understand whether that's coming from like a basement, or is it like could it be like under the floorboard?
Let's just follow it.
Yeah, let's. All
right, so
follow it.
It leads you back inside the house, and it gets you to roughly right around here. You go, okay, and here it seems to be it's somewhere down in this direction, or you can like over here. This seems to be farther away. The energy seems to be pulling down from the planks from towards you here. You come over here, you go, okay, it's somewhere there. So you're basically triangulating after about 5 minutes of exploring. It seems to be below here.
and this is
at this moment, we'll just help Baldric. Your comprehend languages spell finishes.
All right.
Alrighty.
Everyone else has just been sitting around for 10 minutes.
Good doggy.
I will take a step towards it.
Good doggy.
It's reacting the same exact way it's been the entire time. As you make advances towards it, it growls at you. It's not seem to be trying to talk to you specifically yet.
Can I step? Good doggy.
No difference. We'll say that this keeps happening. Eventually, you'll get close to roughly around here, at which this point, it barks at you, and then you hear in your head,
"Come any closer, and I will feast on your bones." Oh my! He's very hungry for me if I get any closer.
Yeah, kind of figured that much.
Do you understand common, dog?
just barks out at you.
And that was anything?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually a dialect. It was just barking.
Start hopping on one foot, and then I hop like up 3 times, and I switch to the other foot and hop up 3 times. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
At this point, the dog goes taut as it just charges at you as fast as it can. The chain clink goes taut, and the creature then falls back on its hind back as it gets back up and then
pushing
starts
back,
crawling, making its way back against you. But it got within, about almost within 5 feet of you. It's a little bit closer.
Jeepers!
Some of its saliva kind of like came out of its mouth.
How big is this thing?
This thing is a large creature. It's 10 feet tall.
Holy.
Thark will push Baldric back and sort of try to get in between them.
As it makes its way back towards its spike, you see it's starting to trying to like dig out the spike, and it's like biting it and trying to pull it out.
Holy crap! I'm out of here.
Well, it's clever enough to try and get out. If we're gonna strike it down, we do it now.
It's not listening to reason. I think. Yeah. Let's kill it.
Very well then.
Holy shit.
Pull up my trident, sort of look at everyone else.
Yeah, most of the party seems to have. I don't know. Where's the party right now? I guess you don't know where Call is. You don't know where Pyrus is. You guys haven't like went to go find them. They're just been MIA.
We don't mean you any harm, but if it comes to blow, fisticuffs will fly.
Well,
By the door.
there's got to be a better way to do this without charging at it.
And I look towards the rest of our backline.
Firebolt!
You cast Firebolt at it.
Oh, what the? God.
All right. So as I said,
Well, no one's doing anything else.
The current position is where everyone's token happens to be because I said it actually was important. So with that, you cast Firebolt. Roll the hit.
While he's doing that, Laris, has it been an hour since we've fought the evil lady?
Yeah, we're talking the ballpark of about 30 minutes now. So your casts would still be technically active.
Okay.
17.
17. That hits. Roll damage. Everyone, please roll initiative.
Whoa! Murdered a murder dog.
8, nice. Okay, I need
Or like get
D8s.
murdered by the murder dog.
No, I need D10s. 10s. 2D10.
Where is that? She's got a...
Wow.
A nat 20 on a freaking wasted on this.
That's
Well,
7 fire damage.
7 fire damage. Okay, we'll get
Yeah,
to
I
that.
feel
We'll
like
get to that in a
this point-
second. Don't forget to move your token to Kyle. Your initiative roll.
Oh yeah, 1 second. My initiative rolled an 18 plus 19.
Gotta go fast.
Where's my icon?
At the bottom of this thing.
Oh,
Oh, this looks
You did it.
familiar.
am I the same initiative as the dog? Uh-oh.
All right. Is everyone set up on that there?
Let me guess, it's resistant to fire damage.
So yeah, in fact, it is.
Of course.
As your firebolt strikes into it, you can see everyone hears you. Firebolt is a bolt of fire energy corpulates in your hand. You launch it towards the creature. It then impacts it. It's flexing away from you as it's trying to dig, and you hit it like right into its back, where its butt basically is, and it yelps. And it turns back towards you as it sees your hands kind of finishing the cast, and then it looks back towards the ground and it looks back towards you. Of which technically we're now in initiative. So, the call. Is there anything you want to do?
I am going to. Can I ready my action to? Well, I know I can ready my action to move, but can I ready my action to dash? I don't know if that
To
works.
dash, yes. You can use your action. You can ready an action to dash,
Like that. Okay.
but it would just be dashing.
Then,
You can't
Yeah,
move
sure.
and dash. It'd just be the dash.
yeah. So it would just be. Yeah, I would only do my movement. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna ready my action to dash if it like starts charging and breaks the chain.
All right. So at that point, it's now Evelyn's turn. Evelyn, Boulder casts a spell at it. The creature got hit by it. Is there anything you want to do?
I will. I'll just do what did he cast at it? Firebolt.
Yeah. And then and it looked like the fire damage did not seem to be very effective against it. How much? It was 7, you said, Kyle?
Yeah, 7, yeah.
All right, I'll do chromatic orb level 2 with thunder damage.
Roll the hit.
Thunder, breaking the chain.
Oh fuck!
That's not
She's
how
working
that
with
works.
it.
She's already
Didn't
done
even think
it.
about that.
She already did it.
Oh
She
wow!
rolled the hit.
I
Wait,
probably didn't even hit
Does
it.
chromatic let you do thunder, or is it
Yes,
lightning?
it does.
Thunder, yeah.
Thunder damage.
It can do everything besides necrotic and radiant.
And
So
physical.
And
Like,
physical, yeah,
I
okay. Kind of here.
17? 8
Seven-
plus 9?
17 does hit. Roll damage.
Ooh.
That was level 2, so what's 48, right?
Yeah. $20.
20 thunder damage. All right. So as you do 20 thunder damage to it, you recognize, so you see this kind of vibration of air go cascading towards it, and as it strikes into it, the creature, you see like its back kind of condense inward from this blow, almost like if you basically punched it with an invisible hand. As you strike into it, it expels. As you got hit by that, though, you did see that the chain seemed to have got damaged just by a partial bit by that.
Uh-oh.
Anything else on your turn, Evelyn?
Hello?
That's it.
Okay. Your turn ends. Moving up. Baldric, what's your dex mod?
+1.
Okay, what's your dex score?
13.
All right, I'll let you go first.
Oh. It's pissed. I'm gonna cast.
Our wizard's technically faster than the murder dog.
Try this for size. Chilling touch.
Okay, roll a hit. Oh, just okay.
20, not natural.
That hits. Roll the damage.
It's 2d8. That's 7.
7 damage. What type?
It's a necrotic.
Okay. That seems to do like the kind of damage you were expecting it to do. As this hand comes flying, like spectral hand kind of comes out of your hand towards it, and it just slashes at it, and you see this kind of blackened energy rip across its back, like left side, and it winces.
I want the hand to be hanging from its nostrils, like it's picking its nose.
Well, I said it hit its back hind, so it's hanging onto its back hind.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Rip.
I'll have to try again. I'm gonna back up my movement.
Okay.
To get some distance between the dog and me.
Sure. All right, your turn ends, and now it's its turn. It turns back towards the chain, and it's going to attack the chain. That's a miss. It's going to do another attack against the chain. That's a hit.
Misses the chain.
Chains have AC.
It's the smart murder dog.
Holy shit! Fuck. That was a lot of damage to that. That's 30 damage to the chain. Holy crap.
Oh my gosh!
It can do 30?
The chain is immediately clink as it breaks off. The dog now immediately turns to the environment around it. It sees Baldric over there. So now it's going to move its distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hit it.
8. It gets to here. It realizes it can't make it to Baldric. So as it comes flying past you, Thorak, you see its tail, and it slashes towards your current position. See if it hits you. Oh, 24 to hit.
No. Yes, that hits.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't hit.
11.
Okay. Yes. All right. So you take 8 piercing damage, and you have become poisoned. But specifically, the poison, your muscles have locked up, and you find yourself unable to move.
Can I use my reaction as I'm being hit to activate the amulet?
No, you cannot, because you are considered paralyzed.
Wouldn't that happen as it attacked me?
The poison has ticked into you.
It's instant?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
I guess I don't do anything
it
then.
immediately locked you up. So, I mean, I'm thinking of status configurations. You get paralyzed before you actually are able to take... Well, it says when you get
It's
hit.
like as it's in the air, right?
Sure. Okay, I'll allow it. Go ahead.
All right.
Do a thing.
What are you
It
doing?
is a Constitution saving throw, DC 13.
All right, so you're using your amulet?
Yes.
DC 13. Hey, it passes 14.
Oh,
I'm sorry. It's actually got advantages to that. It beat it. So what does it take?
All right, it's gonna take 6 damage.
6
radiant damage.
6 radiant damage. Noted. All right, 6 radiant damage. So the radiant damage seems to do the damage you were expecting is you're kind of trying to follow it, kind of like the Flash when he's following Superman as he's currently stopping Wonder Woman. It's your head's like turning with it, but then unlike Superman fully, you lock up before you can fully keep tracking it, and it kind of runs past you. That's the end of its turn. Now it is.
Wait. Someone was saving their action in case the chain broke.
Oh yeah, a call.
Yeah, a call.
A call. It's the chain broke. You can dash per your request. But he must have left the board, so he's not there. So he'll get to do it.
Well, he would have ran directly towards the creature. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think he's got 45. All right, that's his move. All right, Roderick, the dog is free. It is loose, and it's coming towards your guys' general positioning. Well, actually, you don't see that. You can't see it. You just hear a large amount of screaming and things. You hear the chain twing as it comes pounding through.
Son of a. Oh. Okay, rushing towards 1, 2, 3, out here. Ale. I can see what's happening. All right. Murder dog. Loose. Scary. Big. Oh, God.
Valuable words.
A lot of internal monologuing.
Yes. Children's Blast. Let me ask this. Since. Okay. Try that. So, the repelling blast, respect to that, and the lance of leverage. So let me ask you this: for the what I'm thinking is basically focusing on one specific limb to try to knock the beast down.
No, it would have to actually say they can knock it prone. Sorry.
Okay.
So was I only able to move 45?
Well, you did your action to dash, right?
Right, correct.
What's your max move speed?
45.
Then you moved your move speed.
Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna move the double, but I was only able to do the 1.
Yeah, because your action was to dash, but you can't save your movement if you hold
with
your
that.
action.
That makes sense. Okay, all good.
You can only save that action, so everything else is lost. Your bonus action, your movement, and you can only trigger your feline agility when it's your move. So
Thumbs up. All good.
Yeah.
Just want to double check.
So you saw it swiped towards the chain twice. The second time it bit the chain, it broke the chain very easily, and then it just barreled through. And you saw its tail strike at some object that you can't see over here, but we'll find out soon enough. All right, so
does 19 hit?
What'd you roll to hit?
19.
That hits. Roll damage.
Be 20 damage. And I'm going to try to push it, and the lance to cut the movement speed by 10 feet.
So wait, how do you have these 2 invocations now?
Because you gain one at the you gain one at level 9, and I can replace one at the at a level up.
You can replace
So
invocations?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Let me just double check that. What'd you get rid of to
Sure.
replace it?
Sculptor of Flesh.
All right, let me just double check. I didn't know that you could do that, and I just want to reread that. It's a good opportunity, because I don't want to be screwed here, but I wanted to give you your options. Where does it say this? Invocation. Second level begins the invocation when you gain certain levels. You can additionally make your choice. Additionally, when you level in this class, you can choose one invocation to know and replace it. Hey, you're right. Good. All right, so you got rid of Sculptor of Flesh. What the heck does Sculptor of Flesh do?
That is when you can do polymorph at will. Once per long rest.
Oh, you don't have. Oh, this is really good to know. All right.
Oh, darn.
Okay, so you have the one where it pushes it away, and what does it do now?
That's push 10 feet, and the Lance Lethargy, that should be from Xanathar's, and basically minus 10 feet for the movement speed.
So the 10 feet minus is automatic. I'm not going to contest that, but the push 10 feet, it gets to do a strength saving throw against your DC. What's your DC?
17.
It has a 17 exact. It makes the check, does not get pushed back. Sorry, man. But it is slowed by 10 feet.
Alright, cool. We'll take that 20 damage, though.
Yep, it did. And the damage seemed to be proportioned to what you were expecting. You see these 2 green orbs kind of fly off from your hand towards it, and it strikes into its front right leg, and then the other one strikes right into its face, and it gets pushed back just a half an inch or so before it digs its claws in the ground, turns back towards your current location, looks back at your relative group. It seems to be trying to analyze who would be the best target to hit. Anything else in your turn?
Making that slight motion, actually. Building looks like it did some damage. Let's slide back outside of the door. Outside of the doorway.
All right, Doma.
I finally get to use this. You said it's fiend, right?
You know it's a fiend, yeah, because you rolled so fucking high.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Turn the faithless.
All right.
Channel divinity.
What's your DC?
Wisdom saving throw 17.
17. All right. And what does this do to it?
It's frightened, basically, for a
Okay.
minute.
So it failed, but it is immune to being frightened.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, sorry. You run up, you clutch your weapon to hold your weapon tightly. You lift your shield up, and there's this giant green glow of almost like bursts of ethereal like leaves comes flying out of your shell into its face. It looks kind of bewildered for a moment as it looks towards you, but then you recognize it's not running away in fear from you.
I don't think it's actually a fear when you read it.
All right, let me load up the book. Let me read it, or you can read it to me.
You can use your channel divinity to utter ancient words that are painful to Fae or fiends to hear. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each Fae or fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, that creature is turned for 1 minute until it takes...
And turn is effectively feared, right?
I don't know.
I think it is. The thing to do here is to check... check cleric. Turn undead. Turn undead. If the creature fails, it is turned for 1 minute. It tells you, so a turn creature must spend its turn trying to move far away from you as it can, and it can't move within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions for its action, big 6 dash, blah blah blah. If there's anywhere else it does dodge. Initial moves, charm, frighten, poison. Gosh, this is a ruling. I want to say it would be immune to it.
Be sure it's not a fear. It's painful to fiend or Fae. It's not.
Okay.
It's trying to escape pain, not be frightened.
All right, well, your spell goes off. I have a whole turn to figure out what I want to do with it. Anything else in your turn?
No, that was my action.
Okay. Moving on. It's then Aniel's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. She runs up. She makes her staff appear, and she's gonna try to hit it with her staff. That's gonna hit. Wow. What does she do with D8 with this thing? 8 damage. But it doesn't do the damage that she was expecting. All right. Aniel runs up.
It's no longer scared.
Oh,
Turn's
that's
gone
true.
already.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Sorry, what? Aniel runs up?
She ran up and she as she runs up, she waves her hands together, and this like platinum staff materializes out of thin air, and she strikes the creature with her staff, and she rolled a natural 18, which hits it, and she rolled 8 damage. She did 8 damage to it, but it's resistant to the damage. But I guess it breaks the effect from Doma.
Yep. Damage or yeah.
Sorry, I didn't even think about that.
No, you're not.
I didn't even think about it. Okay, whatever. You can accuse me all you want. She ran up and she meleeed it. Yes, that's what she did. It's now Pyrus and Thoric's turn. Pyrus probably has higher dex.
Yeah, I have a -2.
Based off of me looking at it and analyzing it for the 10 minutes, would I know is this as a beast?
I told you already knew it's a fiend.
So it's no correlation of a beast then, I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Holy crap! How big is his moose?
5.
It's a giant
Large
elk.
creature.
It's a large creature. It's equal size to this thing.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm using my full action to dash, and I want to ram into it.
Wait, how much move speed does he have when he's?
60.
That's not dashed.
It's not dashed? I said it from here.
I know. It's gross.
He means 60, not dash. That's what.
Okay.
Well, either way, I'm ramming into it, which would be.
Was this in the
way.
monster manual or is this in the PHB?
This should be PHP.
Giant
This
elk.
is
real
giant
must
elk.
be.
Giant elk.
Ram would be
No.
the action, so you either dash or ram.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
I
I
wanted
made
to
it
check. But I
consistent,
think
so-
if he moves enough, he gets to still do it.
It's
I think.
20 feet straight towards the target.
He didn't have to dash in the first place.
Yes, he did. He moved 12 and he didn't have it. He counted it
I don't
out.
think you can actually. No, Mike, you have to hit with a ram attack in order to get charged. So you have to use your action to attack.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm
charge.
saying.
The elk moves 20 feet straight forward toward a target, then hits it with a ram attack, which means you have to use your action to ram. Correct. So if you don't ram, you do not get the charge.
You can wait.
So I was
Moving.
here. Yeah, it's more than 12 feet.
Yes, there's
Alright,
more than
dude.
12 squares. He's moved 16 and he
So I
dashed
was
to get.
off by
To get. What
4.
are you talking about? You're leaving melee now after that? No,
No, he can't.
No, I'm not dashing.
you already chose to dash.
Okay, I'll be right there then. I have my
Yeah.
turn.
Yikes.
What kind of DM do you guys take me for? What is this? All right.
I thought you were a trustworthy DM.
One that uses
I thought we could trust
their
you.
angel to whack things with the stick.
All right.
Let's
For the first
see how
time-
stunned I am.
Okay, moving on. It's now Thoric's turn. Thoric, you
Super
have
stun.
no turn. Go ahead and make another Constitution saving throw, I think.
Oh, great. Does a 9 pass it?
No, you're still paralyzed.
I will use my Indomitable to reroll that. Fighter feature. That's natural 18. I think that passes.
You are no longer paralyzed, but your turn is done.
Alright. Well, that was fun.
All right.
See ya next year.
It is now to the top of the initiative. They call the Broken Peaks.
Okay. I'm going to do a normal move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. In range. And I'm going to use... I'm going to make an attack. This guy. Alright. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
Does 20-something hit?
20 something does.
And then I'm gonna flurry of blows after this. It's a
You guys do remember the amount of key and stuff you've had from the previous
indeed.
game.
I've got
'Cause
3
we
left.
haven't
I don't
had
have
any
much.
long rest or short rest. Just want to make sure.
I've got 9. I deal 9 damage to it with the first attack.
Okay.
Flurry of blows attacks. Natural 20 and a 20 something.
Both hit.
Alright. The non-crit deals 11 damage, and the crit deals 8 damage on top of that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, since both attacks hit, I'm going to cause it to make a DC or go prone, and it can't take reactions until the end of my next turn.
You get to choose both, or you just get to choose one, man?
I thought it was any of my attacks with that hit with flurry of blows.
Let's read it. I think it only.
It says whenever you hit a creature with one of the attacks granted by your flurry of blows, you can
No,
impose
you're
one
right.
of
If
the
you
following
do get
effects
both,
on
you
that
do get to do it. You can do it multiple times. Great. Okay, so no reactions, and it needs to make a strength saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Dex saving throw against a DC 15.
It passes.
All right, it's not knocked prone, so that's my turn.
All right, and now it is Evelyn's turn.
Okay, so I can't do what I wanted to do. So let's
Fireball.
try something different. No, I was gonna do Dragon's Breath, but no one could really use that in that tight of a space. So I will Chromatic Orbit again.
Okay. What level?
With I'll just do first level. And I will use cold, I guess.
Okay.
Natural 20.
All right, go ahead and roll.
That's gonna hurt.
That's a lot of dice.
How many dice is that?
What level did you cast it? Third, you said?
You said first, I thought.
I did first level. First
then
level.
it's-
So just it would be
68.
68.
Yeah, the first level spell 68. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
pretty-
fine.
pretty-
That's much.
Stronger than a level 3.
26.
26.
26 cold damage. It seems to be resistant to cold damage.
Yeah, that's what I feared, but I wanted to try it.
Thunder seemed effective.
I know. I should have kept with it.
Okay, so you fire a ray of this cold energy and it freezes into its like right front shoulder. But it does hit. It doesn't seem to be heavily effective. The creature does appear to be getting hurt from your guys' combined efforts. All right, moving on down the list. It's now Baldric.
We give you your.
Go ahead. Actually, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mart.
5 or 6. What do I get?
You get 6.
All right.
Gnome's
Sorry.
got 5. Baldric.
We give you a chance, dog. Let's see, what's the max distance that can be? 60 feet, or 30 feet range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I gotta move forward 1. All right, I move forward. I'm gonna weave my hands together. Try this for size. Blight.
Okay. Constitution saving throw from it, right?
Let's see. Light. Yes, Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And it rolled a 14.
14. My DC is higher than that.
Okay, so that's full damage. Roll damage.
Cool. 8d8.
Do a thing.
I'm gonna borrow Evelyn's dice. 1, 2.
You don't mind if this thing's a plant, right?
It's not a plant.
Is this a plant?
It's a fiend. I've mentioned this multiple times.
It's a plant fiend.
Please let it be a plant.
All right, what do we get here? It looks like the total is 34 damage.
All right, so as that, you seems to be the damage doesn't. What you intended to, you see like the body kind of rot away. You a large amount of like the veins inside its body kind of bulge out and get really blackened. Its tail looks very withered and heavily damaged from the strike. The creature looks pretty hurt now.
And with my remaining movement, I'll be like, try that for size! Run away!
Okay.
Oh, look whose turn it is.
Okay, it's its turn. All right,
Oh,
well,
no.
it can't get to the target it wants to get to.
Oh, man.
Definitely cannot. You're just barely out of range. And that doesn't even consider...
Master
the length.
Tactician!
Ah, really wanted to get to that Baldric. All the people nearby it.
Roar.
Doma didn't do anything to it.
I did something to it. It just got knocked out of it immediately.
A lot of people have hit it since then, so don't get just mad at Aniel, alright?
I flashed it.
The Pyrus didn't hit. A call did some damage. Could be a call. Alright, yeah, we'll go for a call. Alright, call. You see its tail turns towards you and strikes towards your current location. The call does... Does 17? Does a 17 hit you?
1 off. It misses.
Okay. I really needed that. Okay, well then it's going to then attempt to bite you twice, a call. Natural 20 on the other one is I miss, though. That's a meager 9. So with only 1 hit of all the things it did.
But it's a crit.
It is a crit. Alright. I need a lot of dice.
Uh-oh. Could be in a call death, maybe.
No.
Yes.
No. Not in this kind of fight.
Did you hear all those dice?
That was a...
Alright, that's another...
You take 65,000 poison.
Okay.
Take
so
60
you
d6.
take
40.
48 at least.
86 plus an additional...
Oh, God.
A call is unconscious.
You
I'll stop
take
you there.
you take 60 piercing damage from
Holy
the
crap.
one.
All right.
What?
How do you do
Is he
negative hit points? Because
You
Wait,
don't.
wait, is he dead?
You just dropped.
It's if you it has to do your max HP.
double your HP.
Double
right?
the so effectively if you're at 1 hit point and it does your maxed health plus 1, it would kill you. So you'd
Right.
have to be.
I'm not immediately dead.
Right,
But
you'd
Okay.
you have to from your current health points. It had to be your max HP in a deficit.
Well, that's what you already had right then, right?
Yeah. So if
So if you had 100 hit points and you're down to 1, it'd have to do 101 damage to you
to
to
flat
kill
out
you
kill
outright.
you. Yes. If you were at 100 hit points and it's your max HP and you had 100 hit points, it'd have to do 200 damage in 1 hit to flat out kill you in the first strike. Just to give you an idea. So
A
you are
call
knocked
is
unconscious. So you guys see the tail whoosh, goes towards a call. 12 dodges down to the side and then tries to bite at him, and a call pushes its jaw line straight up to make it miss at that moment, and then to kind of trips you with its tail. As it trips you with its tail, as you fall, and as you fall, it just bites right into your abdomen. And you see this large amount of gat of blood just pour out of its mouth and fall to the ground, and call immediately just goes limp on the ground as it spits him out against the ground, looking to the next target. That crit, man. Oh boy. Moving on to Roderick. Yeah, Roderick. That thing just one-shotted one of your more durable members.
Did not even
Talk.
behind a wall.
So as you come back around, you see a call. There's a giant puddle of blood on the ground.
God damn it. What can I do? What do I have? Nothing good. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have no spell slots. Alright, so.
I thought you were warlock. Spell slots don't mean anything to you.
No, they hyper mean everything to him.
Yeah, but who wants to see
If only I could have got to
knocked
Baldric
out
with
of
that crit.
He's really trying to kill Baldric, apparently.
Yeah,
He started the fight. He firebolted the thing. God damn.
Alright, I'm rolling. It's boring, just cast.
You chose the warlock.
19 again as the lowest.
19 does hit.
Do a warlock thing.
Another 20 damage.
Alright. So another
And
two,
let's try to
20
apply the
damage.
same thing.
Alright, so the lethargy works. It passes the check to not be pushed back. Natural 19. So
God,
holds
thing.
its firm. Actually, it would have been beneficial for it to go knocked back. Actually, well, wouldn't have mattered. Everyone would have moved right back in melee. Wouldn't have changed anything. I guess it would have moved it away from the tabaxi, which it could feast on him. And oh crap! Oh, I forgot about that. Oh no!
Oh my God! Yes.
Shit. Oh, okay, you're good. Well, anyways, I missed an opportunity to strike another team member because of that feature. Oh well, my mistake. Hey, Roger, anything else on your turn? Oh, I could have like hit Thoric or Doma or Annual even.
He can't hit me.
Alright, so Roger's gonna take a step back.
Alright. Jack in the box in it. Alright, Doma, you just saw a call get wrecked.
Okay. That was interesting. Holy shit. What do I got here? Who does it look like it's interested in right now?
It's examining all of you at the moment. Its eyes are more towards Baldric still at this point than anything.
Really?
It really wants that old man.
Alright, then I hit it.
You blighted it for like 38 damage on top of everything. Shut up.
Yeah, but I mean, somebody else rolled a natural 20 someplace and.
Yeah, but you've done the most damage to it, I think, this entire combat.
Really? I don't think so. My first roll was like 7 damage cutting in 2 to make it 3. And then my next roll was 7, so that means I've done 10. So I've done like 44 damage.
That's a lot.
The most. That's a lot of damage.
I thought like she's like
40.
That's about a 30%. That's like 30% of the damage you guys have done, just from you, by the way.
Damn.
Well, wait. How are you calculating? 30%?
I did
Oh,
what?
then
20 something?
You guys have
done
done. You guys
40
have done
already.
150 damage to it, and he's done almost 50 himself. So yes, he's done about. Baldric, old man Baldric, has done about a third of the thing's health right now, or the damage you've done to it at the moment. Anyways, it's not Baldric's turn. It's Doma's turn. Doma.
No, it's not. I missed twice.
Oh, hey! All right, so Doma's won and missed twice.
Unless a 12 hits it.
No, a 12 does not hit it.
Yeah, I missed twice.
All right, Anniel's turn. She sees Call on the ground. She's gonna try to heal him. It's a desperate moment. I'm sorry, it fails. She falls. She tries to.
He does not sound sorry at all, by the way.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So she takes damage. She takes 15 radiant damage. Oh my god.
Andiel takes damage?
Yep.
If she fails to heal, yeah.
What the?
Yeah, that's why it's so dangerous.
There's no heals in this world.
Oh no, there's things you don't know about. Anyways, so Anniel falls to the ground. There's this like You guys saw her like try to reach down and touch Baldric, but as she was like touching him, there's this giant spark of like white energy kind of explodes on her hand, and it runs up her arm, and this one goes all the way up to her shoulder blade basically, and she falls, and there's this like electrical like white crackling energy that still just lingers inside her skin at the moment, like she got a tattoo. It's kind of vibrant white, and she's just clutching at her arm in pain. That's it. Annual's action. You can't do anything else. Moving on down to Pyrus. Oh my god, the thing could kill a call. Oh my god, I could kill a call.
You could have killed a call if you didn't heal.
I would have died if I wouldn't have healed.
But so the heal didn't go off, right?
Did not. He is not any affected. He's still unconscious.
Previously in this session, he used one of his monk actions to heal himself.
Yeah, but still
Before
it didn't do his
fight.
max HP and damage, did it? Would you have died
Yep.
from that crit? 60
You would have
damage?
died.
You would have
died, yeah.
My
Yeah.
HP, I only have 48 max.
Hot
I was
damn.
down
He
to
would've
I was
died,
down
yeah.
to like 13.
Well, hey, there you go. You got to make sure you talk to your clerics and stuff before potential combat. You guys saw it there. You
More
started this
clerics.
fight. It was chained to the ground. You asked
Killing
for
in
it.
this
My
world.
god. Oh,
I healed up high. Like
Alright,
that's the only
anyways.
reason I survived.
Pyrus, your turn.
I would like to ram it as my action.
Okay, roll to hit.
Do a thing. Please.
Oof. Does a 15 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay. It then takes 10 bludgeoning damage, and then with my druid, it pierces any resistances that it might have.
That's considered magical in the sense of overcoming resistance.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, so 10 bludgeon damage. You ram it with your horns. Does it do anything else besides just hit it?
Just I didn't charge, so it's just a regular
Alright,
ram.
so it gets head-butted by you by the horns, and it looking around. It looks pretty badly hurt. You guys figure probably in the next round of combat you'll probably take it down. There's several large lacerations across its body, and there's this like very rich purple blood coming out of its body, and that blight that you did to it really fucked it up. Anything else, Pyrus?
I'm gonna move this way. That'll be it.
Okay, Thoric.
I'm gonna move up here so I can block its escape, and I'm gonna attack twice.
Okay.
Hey, Lyris, I'm wondering, when Anniel does her saving throw for a failed save, does my thing affect her?
I don't have to explain that at all. So
17.
Don't.
a 17.
17 is the lowest.
A 17 hits.
All right, 2 hits. Let's do damage
With your
Alright, that's
hammer,
good.
you said?
with my warhammer. Yes.
All right.
Oh, it's gonna have resistance. There
Smack
it is.
it.
26.
Total damage. All right, but you recognize that it does seem to be resistant to that damage.
What a piece of all right. That's it for my turn.
Only you had a magical weapon.
All right.
All right.
That's it.
All right, so you swing twice. You first strike hits into its like back right knee. The knee kind of buckles just for a moment as its tail kind of absentmindedly strikes towards you. You block it off your shield, and you strike it into the other left leg. Now the creature seems to be pinned with your surrounded group of people. The giant elk on one side, the tiefling in front, the unconscious catman on the ground. You guys are working it down. All right, moving to the top of initiative. A call, death saving throw. A failure.
Failure.
Wait. Oh my gosh.
Doma.
Evelyn.
Nat ones don't count. I can't boost an at one.
Nat
Wait, does
one
it-
is an
It's a
instant
7.
death.
Wait, oh, 7
7.
then. Yeah, I can boost it. He's 10 feet from me, right?
It's true.
No, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it boosted by?
5.
Then that's a
God
success.
damn it. All right. Fuck. All right, moving on.
Oh, it
really
works on.
hard to
I
die
guess it
near
does.
me.
Yeah, it does work on
When
death saving
the
throws,
DM
doesn't it?
says,
Yeah,
damn it.
It does.
When you save on a death save.
All right, hey, Evelyn. You're up.
You know it gets
Yeah.
3 attacks, right? And it gets advantage if it's on a prone target who's unconscious. And they'll be critical
Can you
strikes.
not bring that up, please?
Let's not
Seriously,
talk
yeah.
about that.
Uh,
Well, I
You
guess
got
I'm
something,
gonna,
use it.
I'm gonna. I'll use my last level 2. I'm gonna do chromatic orb level 2 with thunder damage.
Okay, roll the hit.
$17.
That hits.
Fucking shitty roll. 12.
12 it is. All right. It seemed to do the right amount of damage. You could have re-rolled some of those, but all right.
Not with thunder. I can only re-roll for fire.
You know, you can re-roll any damage dice you do.
Can I?
Yeah. You
Really?
You just get to add your charisma on top of the damage you do. But it's too late now. 12 thunder damage.
Oh, I
to
thought
it.
I could only re-roll fire damage.
No,
for whatever reason.
It's any spell.
Oh,
Any spell
now I
damage.
know. Thanks. All right.
All right. So, Baldric, the creature looks pretty hurt. It's eyeing your group around, trying to figure out who it wants to kill.
I'm gonna roll up my sleeves. Time to get in there. I'm gonna run towards the beast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to Misty Step. They're 25 feet next to a call, and I'm going to pull out a healer's kit and apply a healer's kit to him. And when a person's dying and I have because of my feet, he gets restored to 1 hit point.
Doesn't it? It's a free action to use
Jesus
it?
Christ, I don't
No,
so,
it's my action.
All right,
Misty
let's
Step is a
refocus
bonus
on this.
action.
So you're over here.
I get my movement. I get my movement, and then I get a Misty
Nice.
Step 30 feet with my bonus action, and then with my remaining action, I will stabilize you with my healer's kit, which also, because of my feet, gives you 1 hit point. So not only are you stabilized, you're now conscious with 1 hit point.
And now it's the beast's turn.
I've got you, my friend!
So you just run forward with your like kind of slight limp from your old age, and then you just poof, disappear in a thing of smog. The creature's eyes is looking at you. It loses sight of you, sees that you reappear over here, and you pull out a box and you start like pulling out these items. And you start tending to Akal's wounds. You immediately give Akal 1 hit point. Akal, you gain consciousness. As you see an old man Baldric, he's like doing an examination on you right now. He's like kind of putting gauze on you, and he's making like checking your pulse and stuff like that. You have a hit point. You're technically prone on the ground still. Damn, there's nothing I can do about that.
Conscious and prone.
All right.
You thought you were gonna die, but I have you.
All right. It's creature's turn now. Its tail lashes out towards Baldric because it's got 15 feet reach.
Fuck that guy, apparently.
19 to hit, Baldric. Does that hit you?
Ooh, wait. How long were we with the illusion stuff? Like, how long was... I did cast mage armor.
There has been no short rest or long rest.
No. But I cast mage armor, which lasts 8 hours. So I'm wondering, is my mage armor still...
It has not been 8 hours. Mage armor's still on.
Oh, okay. So that... Let's see. That would give me 13 plus my dex, which could give me 14. If it meets my AC, you said a 19.
It beats it. It hits you.
Rats!
Just enough.
Just barely. Can't even shield.
All right, so it hits you. Got it. All right. Please make a Constitution saving throw, old man.
Yeah. Someone said something about getting bonuses from being near someone plus 5, right?
No. It
Wow.
has to be within 10
not
feet.
the right bonuses.
10 feet of the
Am
red
I within
token.
10 feet?
No, you're not. You're 15 feet away.
It's not like a disadvantage for attacking through one of my
No,
allies.
it's not. You're desperate.
Alright, here we go.
He's trying to find that loophole real quick.
Let's see, that's 13.
That's a failure. Your body locks up as you look down a call with a satisfaction that you have outsmarted the beast and you kept your party member alive, and then suddenly
I've got you!
You feel a sharp pain in your right shoulder as you look down and you see this long, thin tentacle-like tail slowly pull its way out, and your muscles lock up and it's hard to breathe. You can't move at all.
Uh-oh.
You also take an additional 16 piercing damage.
Okay, alright.
Does it want to try to use its other 2 attacks to get to you?
Grr.
All right, 1 attack's gonna be towards a call with advantage. because he's still technically prone. So that's going to be a 19 to hit. A call. Does that hit you?
It hits.
Okay.
And I'm unconscious again.
Well, yeah, I don't think it can max you. Let's just try. Actually, it's impossible because
Let's
try. It needs to do 49 damage.
Yeah. Okay.
What if it
Its
crits
max
again?
damage cannot one-shot you, so you are unconscious.
If it crits?
It rolled to hit, but it hit. It did 19. It did not do a natural 20. So you're knocked unconscious again.
Yep.
It's now going to use its bonus action because it knocked a person unconscious. It's going to use that bonus action to make another attack. Fuck. Annual. It's going to attack Annual.
Of course it is.
Wait a minute,
That's
I
going to hit
hit
her.
it though.
Annual gets hit. So it's this. 3, 4. 7. Oh my god, that's so low. 7 plus 3. That's 10 plus its extra 4. Gosh, 14? Is that enough? Oh, 40. No, it's 50. She's still alive. She's still conscious. Barely. All right, so that's going to do a bite attack against. Well, it only has one more attack. Yeah, it gets to do its last bite attack against Annual. Natural 20. Oh shit.
He's gonna die!
Oh shit!
You've done this,
I'm
Clarence.
gonna
This
kill
is
my
your fault.
angel. Oh no!
This is your fault.
We've all attacked
Too
her.
easy.
She's
I'm gonna kill 2 of you.
Oh fuck!
2 of you?
what? She
Okay,
literally bends
she does
down
not
to
have a lot of
heal,
health.
fails an attack.
He's still reeling over that staff attack where she bopped him.
Oh, ooh. That
Right.
one damage though.
He has a crippling fear of sticks.
Oh, back in his life.
Plus 8, 30 plus 16 is 46 plus an extra 7. 46 plus 7.
53.
53. Add its extra 4. 57.
57.
Oh god, this is really close. 57. Come on, brain. Okay. Anio goes down and immediately goes limp. Moving on. It's Roderick's turn.
Hey, you can see all this through the freaking doorway.
Yeah, you can.
Chat. Oh, God. Alright. Gonna run out and cast Eldritch Blast right here at the
Okay.
creature.
Roll the hit.
There's a 13 hit.
No, a 13 does not.
Alright, cool, because I got a natural 20 with the other one.
Oh. All right. Roll the hit. I mean, roll your damage. Roll your damage.
Oh, the worst of the worst. Alright, crap. So sorry, guys. It's 14 damage.
14. It is still alive. Barely.
What about the push? Give me the push.
Ah, you're right. It does get pushed. Let's try to make that strength check. That is a 14. It gets pushed. I
Get
think.
pushed.
All
Get
right.
pushed.
It's from your direction, so 10 feet. All right. So it's awkward based on the party size, but it gets pushed back here. Does
And
not
now
get
runs away.
does not provoke opportunity attacks because it was not its choice to move back that way. All right. Anything else, Roderick?
A5. Alright. Right here.
Doma, you're up.
And he'll look dead or just unconscious?
You'd have to investigate.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so you run up to her.
Kill the shit.
Make a medicine check. You have to be in melee with her, by the way.
Okay.
What's your medicine?
Not very high. That's my medicine again. -1. Oh yeah. Make that a 2, Laris.
She looks like she's dead.
That was great.
But with a 2 though, so.
Yeah, that's real helpful.
You just see a large amount of blood. Her blood and Akal's blood have just mixed in this giant puddle, and she's limp. She doesn't look like she's breathing right now. Her hair is just getting soaked in her own body fluids. The creature just got blasted back. Roderick's coming running forward. You see Baldric, he's still got his healer's kit, but he's like frozen, locked up. Thorax kind of like turning to his side as he's lifting his shield up and lifting his weapon up to strike towards the creature. Pyrus, as the elk, is kind of turning to the side too to try to strike the creature. What do you want to do, Doma? You ran up to her. You looked. She looks like she's dead.
Is that my action?
No, it wasn't your action. You weren't applying medicine. You were just checking to see if she was still conscious.
Alright, well, I've got a potion. I'm going to use it on her.
Okay, you pull a potion out, and you force a potion into her.
Yeah.
Roll the health. Which potion? Greater or a normal?
Just a normal one. What is that again?
Wow.
2d4.
Do you have a
Plus
potion, by the way?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay. Yeah, roll ahead and roll.
Seven.
All right, you put the potion into her mouth, like pull the cork out with your teeth, spit the cork to the side, dump into her mouth, bloop, 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 and there's like red liquid. This bubbles kind of pop up through it.
Come on.
Goes down to her
Come
throat,
on, Enio.
and then she looks really hurt still right now, but she's alive.
Yeah. And that was my action?
That is your yes.
Do you have a bonus?
Your bonus. That's all you have left now.
That was my bonus action?
No,
Can I
that was
make
your
it my
action to use the potion. To drink it yourself is a bonus.
Alright,
but
I still have a bonus then,
you still
right?
have a bonus.
Alright. What the hell's this spell called again? Compelled Duel. My creature.
Okay, makes a wisdom saving throw versus you.
Yeah, 17.
14 does not beat that. It turns towards you now, and its eyes kind of have like this purplish glow as it just locks right on you, Doma.
You're gonna die, you stupid creature. It's the end of my turn.
All right. Anywho, she just looks around, and her current state of affairs, she's not gonna try to heal herself. It's just not worth the gamble at the moment. She'll just get up and look towards Akal, who's also still technically unconscious. She'll just move away. Fuck. 2, 3, 4. She'll move like behind you, Roderick. She's like clutching her side, like limping.
You would nod. Yes.
All right, Pyrus, you're up.
Kill it.
I am going to take a attack of opportunity from it.
Let's see. So you move out of melee with it. Compelled duel. Let's read that real quick. Can I?
It gets disadvantage against attacking someone else.
Yeah, let's see. Compelled duel. You attempt to compel a
Did
creature.
the
one creature
Eldritch
is
Blast?
using range.
No, wait. No, that was the monk that made so you couldn't take reactions. That was not this turn, last turn.
Speaking of the monk, is he? How's he doing?
It's unconscious.
Okay, so yeah, it will try. It tries to lash out towards you, and there's just like hesitation. It does. I'm sorry. It's disadvantage to hit you. 5 plus 7, 12. Does a 12 hit your elk form?
Nope.
So it bites at you, but it misses.
Actually, hold on. Let me double check. No, it does not. Okay.
And its teeth goes wide. It does the hesitation as its eyes then immediately lock back towards Doma. That's what you hear in your head, Doma.
I'm gonna do the switcheroony. I'm gonna do that circle, and then I'm gonna turn around and I'm running straight at it with 20 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to ram it.
Okay, go ahead and make the attack roll.
It needs to make a strength saving throw of, 14.
If you hit, right?
16 plus 6, or 22.
Roll damage.
That is 7.
How do you want to kill it?
Alright, you see the beautiful giant elk turn running away. As it turns on its heels, it puts its head down and it continues moving its full movement as its antlers pierce into the stomach and the shoulder of this beast as it continues running until it possibly hits the tree. I don't know if
sure. So with that, you just turn and then like stomp your, rub your hooves against the ground several times, and you then start galloping at full speed. And it's locked like eyes straight with Doma, and it's about to like try to bite into Doma. Then you just like lift your head or put your head down like a bulldozer, lift your head up right as you strike into it, and you actually lift it up off the ground, and it's like stuck in your horns as you just keep charging forward, and then impale it right into the tree, and you actually break off a good like 1 foot section of tree bark just shells off. The creature does, and it like tries to move while it's still pinned by you into the tree, and slowly stops moving, which you then kind of back off, and you have to shake your horns a few times as you gourd it with your horns, and then eventually you shake it off, and its body slumps against the ground. A tangled mess. Well done. Okay. So that's that.
Combat's over, right?
I run over to help stabilize.
Hey, Call, can you make a death saving throw with Call?
Yep.
+5.
It doesn't matter if it's a nat 1.
Did you get that one?
This is how previous character went down.
Nope.
7, not a 1.
+5, 12. All right, so another success. So you have a success again. So you got stabilized, and then you're knocked right back out again.
1 success.
Combat at this point has faded. You guys are allowed to take actions as.
How long does the paralysis last?
Baldric.
So Baldric, it lasts a
paralysis.
max of 1 minute. You can keep.
I just broke
You
it.
can roll if you'd like to try to.
Lay on hands cures poison and disease. Paralysis is that a?
Not? Is that
No,
a
I think later paladins get a cleanse magic ability to remove a magic effect.
So
but not
it is a so Doma, you run up to Baldric. So first of all, Baldric will get to try to resist before Doma tries. So Baldric, make a con saving throw.
Oh yeah, 18 plus 1, that's 19 plus the 5 if he's near me.
You succeed. So, but to inform you, it is considered a poison that paralyzes. He would have been able to lay in hands it.
That's
he would have to try. I wouldn't have told him that unless he needed to, but it would have worked. All right, so Baldric, you come back. Your body unlocks up as you see the creature's dead, and everyone looks pretty hurt around you. That thing did some ravaging damage. My goodness.
I'm gonna blink a little bit. And then I'm gonna look down and see a call like down again. What didn't I just? And then I'm gonna do another stabilizer.
Okay, so Call gains a hit point. A Call, you get back up. Loose, you've lost 2 of your healer's kit, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So
All right,
Call,
now I
again,
skip past everyone.
You get right back up, and there's Baldric again in front of you. He's like doing almost exactly the same like gauze on you, and same exact checkpoints.
Follow my finger. Follow left to right, right to left, left up to down, left to right, left up down. He looks okay.
Daniel, are you okay?
That was really close. And she like looks down at herself. She looks really hurt. I'm too hurt to even try right now.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna pick her up and pull her inside and start doing lay on hands.
Okay, so you escort her inside the dwelling as you move inside there. Everyone else is kind of like regathers together.
You already Call?
What I can be. What I would give for 2 days rest right now.
2 days. You've earned it.
All right, so the group sees Doma help Aniel go inside the dwelling as you guys enter back into the butcher shop of blood-soaked counters and sacks of flesh and baskets of flesh, and Aniel kind of like squeamishly as she is brought into this room. What are you guys doing outside?
I'm gonna make my way over to that mound, and I'm gonna use Mage Hand and try to like just kind of clear off the little area and see if I can see anything underneath.
So you start moving dirt with your Mage Hand. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Thork, what are you up to?
I'm gonna walk on over to the creature and just crush its skull, make sure it's dead.
So its head is like basically half the size of your torso. So you see that it definitely is dead. The gourd that Pyrus did, and you actually look back towards Pyrus, you see this like giant antler she has, and it just soaked in this dark purple blood. And there's even some like little flesh pieces of like organ and sinew that kind of got torn out as she shook it off of it. There's a good, I don't know, let's say watermelon-sized hole like right in its chest cavity that just got destroyed. But with good resin, you pick your hammer up and you start smashing into the head until the head takes you about 3 swings, but eventually the head is collapsed inward and it's dead.
I'm gonna slowly, shakily get up and hobble over to the creature's tent.
And I'm gonna start to investigate to see if I can extract medicinal properties from it, so I can try to research maybe like an antivenom or something.
Okay, so you run over there to try to. So you can make a survival check, Mr. Roderick, to see if you can harvest from its venom sac.
15 investigation from.
15. Okay. So you start moving this with your little bit of mage hand, and it doesn't take you very long, 20 seconds, until you see like a bony expenditure kind of get uncovered by the dirt.
That's a 15 for
the
harvesting
hole,
poison.
itself. The amount of disturbed dirt is quite large. It's in the ballpark of probably.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what I figured would be here. So
10
I
feet
just
by
kind of
15
cover it back
feet.
up. Yeah, I'll just cover it back up and go back inside.
Okay, so you make your way back inside.
As
roll?
they're doing that, I was just gonna head inside as well.
Okay, call
Yeah,
Limbs inside. Roderick helps you in. Baldrick, what'd you roll on your survival?
There's a 15.
15. So as you start, you try like figuring out where you would assume the venom sac would be. You figure it's probably in the tail. And as you start trying to remove it, you recognize it's got too much damage already done to it, and there's no venom for you to, not enough for you to really experiment with to try to get an anti-venom, unfortunately.
Right.
2 damage. The elk.
I kick it.
The elk makes its way. You kick it. The body kind of shovels just a little bit. The elk slowly starts making its way over to you, covered with a bunch of blood all over its horns, and some of the blood's actually dripped onto its face.
So did we see? I forget. Did we see him or her? Did we see her transform into the elk again?
You saw her turn into the elk when you fought the crone.
Okay.
And this is why I told you to be careful. Fiends can be far dangerous than this one is.
Did you tell that? Did he say that to me earlier?
I did tell you to be careful before you firebolted it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we had no problem.
I start walking.
As you clutch like your shoulder, there's some blood. It's kind of leaked out into your clothing on your shoulder.
So what's the game plan? Are we
You see that
sleeping in this?
So you start making your way back inside. As you make your way inside, you see that Doma, did you stay in this room with Aniel, the butcher shop, or were?
No, I wouldn't stay in the butcher
Okay.
shop. It's terrifying.
So
Another room, please.
Which room? Study.
Which ones are there?
There's a study. There's her bedroom theoretically, and then there's the living room.
Just the living room.
Okay, so.
Does it smell like rotted flesh in here, or is it like
Yes.
cold?
The butcher shop.
It smells like rotted flesh. It's not a butcher shop. It's a kitchen that's been basically improvised into a butcher shop. There's rotting meat all over the place. Not all the meat's rotted. There's bones and carcasses and stuff that's. Some of it's on the ground and bones are broken from just being walked
that means the
upon.
whole house smells like rotted, decayed meat.
Yes, and it's very pungent in this room.
Oh,
There's like hand baskets that are just filled with like reddish and grayish meat. Effectively.
I'm gonna take a step back out and I'm gonna yell into the house.
I can get us a better, more habitable place to rest our weary bodies than this if you join me back out into the yard.
Sure.
It sounds decent.
Okay.
We'll come back and check that location I found. I guess in the morning when everybody's a little better, just in case we have to fight something else.
By the way, Pyrus, your cats eventually come around like, hey, is everything all right? Heard a lot of noise happening back here. Just kind of waiting for a command.
Don't let Aniel. They call you guys coming out back.
Sure.
I would hobble.
What's this thing?
So you guys go right back through the grotesque Annie shop of horrors fucking
That's
kitchen.
Aniel.
And Aniel once again like tries to hold herself together. She's pretty hurt. You guys are making your way out to the backyard where what do you guys want to do?
All right, I'm gonna take out a bag of sand, draw a little sigil onto the ground with sand, and go ahead.
Pirates and Thork are still out there.
Oh no, it's don't worry about it. We're not going anywhere. And I continue muttering some incantations and draw some runes and sigils and clasp my hands together, and then I cast Mordenkainen's private sanctum.
That's like a 10-minute cast, is it not?
Well, I mean, let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Take a look.
Private Sanctum. Yeah, okay. It's a 10-minute casting time. 24
All right, well,
hours.
I'm doing that then.
Okay, so you move this side, and this is you drawing the ritual with your little bag of sand as you start in. So you use a component pouch, not a arcane focus?
No. I just have a bag of sand. I use an arcane focus. I'm just trying to add some flair to it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you start preparing the spell. You do not tell everyone really what you're doing. Besides, you're going to get a better hospital environment.
Yeah.
So everyone just sees you kind of muttering to yourself as you start doing this ritual. Aniel just is gonna move over to like the clearing, just sit down, and just take a breather. All right, what else is everyone else doing while they wait for a good old Baldric spell?
I'll kneel over to the creature and get a claw if I can with a dagger or something and cut it off, break it off somehow. Get like a trophy.
Make a survival check.
Alright.
Do we have to be there? I guess.
5.
You did it.
The claws are all pretty badly damaged. Every single time you try to like tear one off, you either break it or crumble it. Unfortunately, you do not. You break every claw on its body.
What about a fang?
You mashed that good with your mace, man. You've ruined it.
All right, fuck. I won't do anything.
Your 5 means unfortunately you're not harvesting really anything from that body. Anyone else want to do anything, or just wait for Baldric's spell?
Gotta wait.
Rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Rest and wait a little bit.
All right, so
anything.
10 minutes later, Mordecai's private sanctum is taking place. You make an area within range, magically secure. The area is a cube that can be as small as 5 feet or as large as 100 feet on each side. How big is it you're making, buddy?
Enough for us to comfortably all have.
Where are you casting
space?
it? You get 120-foot range to where you want to drop it. It's like right.
Oh,
in the
I'll just put it like I'll put it, I guess, like a lawn. Like the.
You want to
like
go ahead and
this
just
area
get a
over
quick
here.
draw of what you want? Because it's gonna be up to 100 feet on each side. That means it could be 100 by 100, 20 by 20 squares is what it could be max. Spell lasts for a duration or until you use an action to dismiss it. When you cast a spell, you decide what sort of security the spell provides, choosing any or all the following properties. Sound can't pass through the barrier or at the edge of the warded area. You can do that. The barrier of the warded area appears dark or foggy, preventing vision, including dark vision through it. Sensors created by divination spells can't appear inside the protected area or pass through the barrier if it's premier. Creatures in the area can't be targeted by divination spells. Nothing can teleport in or out. Planar travel is blocked. Okay, that doesn't stop physical interaction with it, though. You realize that, right?
Uh-oh.
This is just kind of a warding spell.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
I think you're thinking of Mordecai's, what's the other one?
Magnificent Mansion.
Yeah,
The tiny
no,
hut?
not
Tiny hut.
mansion. None of you guys can
Hut.
cast that. Yeah, the hut. What's the hut?
Leomund's tiny hut.
That's
Leomund's
what I
tiny
mean.
hut.
That's a smaller thing. I think one of you has that. Doesn't one of you have that? Or that's a different game?
What's Pyre?
That's a different game.
Different game.
Yeah. All right, well.
Different game. Eliwick has it.
So
That's
at the end of that, you can make you can do any of these effects here, good sir, but you can't. Yeah, physical things can still move through it apparently.
So just ward the house and we'll go.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll board the house then.
All right,
Whoops.
so then you guys.
Back in we go.
All right, now it's safe, right? Like that's what you would pretty much
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So then everyone goes back inside the house, goes through the kitchen of horror again.
Okay, so back to where Roger was before.
So no divination
that,
magic, and do you make any of the visual effects?
Sure. I don't want any of the. I'll put maximum security.
All right, so sound can't pass through. The bear.
The entryway.
You can't. People can't. So you can't hear your friends or enemies. That doesn't distinguish.
No, it doesn't mean. You can still speak in here.
Yeah, but you can't. Sound can't pass through the barrier. So if they're outside the barrier talking, they can't. You couldn't hear each other.
Okay.
On this side. Okay.
Okay, well then I'll have sound. Then can pass through the area then.
Okay, and then the barrier. You want the dark and foggy?
Yes.
Okay, so there's this like box of fog around this dwelling now. Not on the inside, just on the outside, on the perimeter. So you guys have this like little square cube that seems relatively unaffected, but around that there seems to be a fog. Yeah, okay. Yeah, nothing could warp in. All right, so you guys are in this little fog wall, basically, is what happened. All right, so you guys come back inside, and Aniel just collapses onto the sofa. She's done.
Yeah, lay on hands.
All right, so.
Oh wait, Doma, let me get your crowbar.
So Doma,
Wait, what?
you're casting lay on
sure,
hands.
crowbar.
Doma, as everyone's kind of like moving around you, you start trying to cast lay on hands on to Aniel. The spell immediately works, and functions per how it normally is supposed to function.
All right, all of them.
So as your hands start glowing, you touch her and you heal her how much health?
40.
40 HP. Aniel
What?
is pretty fucking healthy now. Baldric, you do witness this.
That's
Great.
okay.
Oh boy.
So her wounds just kind of close up, and she seems a lot better state of affair. Thank you. I didn't expect it to.
I know what I did. I confused it with Mordecai's magnificent mansion. Whoops.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a 7th level spell yet. So.
Yeah, not yet.
A call sitting over with his wounds just kind of notices that, but just stays quiet, just
He does
relaxing.
look perfectly fine.
Yeah. Looks like it worked again, eh?
I suppose. Looks like you've been able to get better at it.
Well, practice makes perfect.
Are you able to help a call out?
No, he's gonna take a nap. Just like you. And the rest of us. Alright, guys?
Just a little bit. Help me out if you can.
Alright. Get some sleep, Aniel.
I'll stay with Aniel.
Okay.
Watch over her.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Alright, I go over with Roderick. Apparently he's got a plan. What's the plan?
So, Pyrus, are you going to stay outside, or are you going to come back in?
As Thoric is done trying to collect the beast, I would, in the dirt with my hooves, I will make an arrow symbol going the north side of the house.
Make a...
And then just walk off.
I'll just allow it, sure. I mean, yeah, that's fine.
I'll follow her? Sort of questioning what she wants.
So, okay, have you found something? I'm guessing you can't speak while you're an animal.
I would shake my head.
You can bleep, though.
I can't bleep.
That's what elks do.
Oh, okay. I would go "Meow," and shake
Get a
my head no.
recorder, blow into it extra hard, and it'll sound like an elk.
Why don't we just go inside?
Your cats just start roaming around. They go back towards the front, so there's no real command given to them.
They do stuff.
Man, these cats are awesome. I don't need to say anything. They do what I want them to do. I would shake my head as well and just make my way up to the front door as well. And then just watch.
I'll go back in then if he's gonna watch.
Okay. So, does anyone want to do anything, or just do a short rest?
Well, me and Roderick are doing something apparently.
Yes.
All right. So Roderick and Doma go up the stairs. Baldric, Evelyn.
Are we going up the stairs?
Or that's the room
No,
you're in.
remember the room.
Yeah, we're not
the
going
room.
up. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
trying
like
to
the
find the thing.
floorboard.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, so you're looking...
I guess I'll come up with him then. I mean, I feel a little silly that my spell was not what I thought of.
Sorry, Kyle.
It's where we triangulate where the mana flows.
Yeah, so Baldric, you see them kind of like moving around and looking for it. So you guys, like, you overhear them talking about these items they found on the second floor, and then the magic ritual, and then they have like one object, and Roderick casts detect magic, which you see him do the incantations for it. So you recognize that he's doing detect magic, and they're kind of like trying to use this like object they have in their hands, like a little fetish, sticks and bones basically, and they're like kind of like a dream catcher, and they're like walking around trying to figure out where it works. And so technically, if you're in this room, this is the second floor, so you would have to go up the little corridor and then
okay.
So did you guys go up to the second floor to go back to base then, or start over from scratch?
Sure.
Okay, so as you come up there, Baldric, as you follow in suit, you immediately see her bedroom of sorts, a bed jammed in one corner, a window that's super fogged up. There's a jar that's kind of on the ground right now with a whole, like 4 little like insects inside of there. They're providing blue light in the room. It's not high quality light, but it is light.
I took that.
Oh, you took it? I'm sorry.
I took it.
Oh, okay, so then there's no light in this room. It's just, well, there's very little light coming through the window.
Cast light.
Okay, cast light. All right, so you see some piles of rags and clothes in the corner. You see this like wooden stump in the middle of the room. And make a quick perception check, please, sir.
Okay. That's 11 plus perception plus 4.
15. Okay, so you do see that there are etchings along the floor around this like wooden stump that's been dragged up the stairs, and you recognize that there is a magical ritual that was being done in this room. You see them with this object in their hand, and so you kind of piece together that this room was being used to do some ritual. It is possible to try to deduce what she was doing by studying the magical runes if you'd like to give it a check.
Let's give it a shot.
All right, so you come up here, and they're still messing around with their object as you start studying the runes. Go ahead and make an Arcana check, as Doma and Roderick see you starting to try to puzzle out what she was doing.
27.
All right. Well, so there are multiples in this room. There's the big one, which is far more complex. It's difficult to get. But there's an addition. Where is it? Where did I put it? Over here. No. All right. So first of all, you recognize that the spell that is there's multiple spells around the stump, and they get more and more complex. They're kind of like rings around a tree. The further and further out, the more and more complex and harder it is to get. Unfortunately, you cannot understand the farther and furthest out there. It's interesting to you, though. It seems to be dealing with necrotic magic, something with the school of necromancy, but it's really complex, and you can't quite fully discern what its goal is. It actually seems to be magic even higher than what you are capable of casting potentially. The other spells, rituals inside the room, you do understand. The most simple one, the one that's immediately around the stump, is the spell sigils for the non-detection spell. You can, if you'd like to, go ahead and transcribe these runes and copy into your spell book for the appropriate costs and time, and get that spell added to your spell book. So non-detection exists in this room. There's also hallucinatory terrain. It's the second tier around the stump. And then you did get the third option, which is in one section of the room there is a planar binding spell. So there's three spells available to you in this room that you could copy into your spell book.
Are they all wizard spells?
These are.
You can just take them.
You have to
for the proper cost and time.
You have to.
How much time?
That's for him to know, and if he's interested in doing it.
Okay, well, let's see here. I'm interested in it, but I need what level are these?
So non-detection's a 3rd level spell. Abjuration School. Hallucinatory terrain is an illusion spell. It's a 4th level spell. And then planar binding is a 5th level spell, which is abjuration.
Oh my gosh, that's a 5, a 4, and a 3?
Yes. And then the one past that seems to be even far more complicated, which was interesting, but you can't discern. It seems to be doing with necromancy.
What? Can I talk to you for a private real quick?
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's no.
No, really, please. I'll talk to you just real quickly private. I'll send you a message in my indirect message.
But you see that, so you see these rooms in here, and you recognize that you could transcribe these spells and figure how they work to reverse it to make it so you can cast it. Yeah, well, I do know that. Yes, I do. You did not roll high enough. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Come on!
Was it a natural 20? Did you roll a natural 20?
No, I was not.
All right, so you didn't meet
18
you didn't
plus
roll,
9.
You didn't roll a natural 20. You didn't meet the mandatory check. So there's two ways to get it. You did not make the requirement. Sorry.
All right. Okay, so let's see here. All right, I'll start trying to scribble that stuff down, I guess.
Right. So I mean, you do know how long it takes to write a spell into your book, right?
I'm looking that up right now.
It's like an hour per spell slot or something like that, or 2 hours per spell slot.
Oh gosh.
And it costs like 50 gold per spell slot.
For each level, oh, I can't afford this.
So I mean, it's just available to you for you to consider.
Party can help out with that.
So you guys see Baldric studying the spells in the room, and what is Roderick and Doma doing? This takes you about 10 minutes of quick analysis to figure out what these things are doing approximately, Kyle.
We're tracking down that source of magic.
Okay, so but basically, Doma, you're just support for Roderick because he's the one who can actually see the magic.
I got a crowbar.
Oh, you're just gonna start digging through the floor?
Yep.
As soon as we find the area, we're gonna pop a floorboard out.
All right, so you start tearing the floorboards up.
No, we're not gonna do it that uncouth way. We're gonna pull that thing back out and trace it directly there and not destroy everything.
Okay, so as you move around the room, it's kind of weird. So it's not like it's one spot. So like if you're right here, the energy comes directly below you. If you're over here, it's also still directly below you. It doesn't seem to be a triangulation of anything. So whatever the source...
I start pulling up floorboards.
All right, you start interfering with the magical spells that exist on the ground that Baldric's trying to study.
God!
There you go.
So Baldric, you start hearing as you see Doma with a crowbar, and he's literally tearing up the 6-layer spell. I'm sorry, not 6 layer. The spell that's on the outer perimeter, and he's destroying it right now.
Get the hell out of this room.
Wait, I thought those spells were up on the top floor. We're not on the top floor.
You are on the top floor.
I thought we were on the bottom floor.
No, you're up on the top floor. I told you, this room is this is the tower up here.
I think they were trying to follow the tether down below them.
Yeah, we were trying to go down the level.
Where you put your tokens is the second floor, and I said, is that where you're okay to be? And you said, yes. Baldric followed you.
Idiots. I didn't know that. Can we go to the first floor, please?
All right, so instead All right, so then you don't tear up the floorboards. You still went up there to just recheck everything. So Baldric followed you, and then you guys decided to then go down the stairs, and now you're looking around here. So on the ground floor, if you're in this room, it seems that the energy is coming from this direction, below the tower, and it's below your current altitude. And it's coming. It looks like it's coming from that way, from where
So it's still below the floorboards.
Yeah, but not under here. You actually see a diagonal where it looks like it's being pulled out from this direction.
All right, can we follow that? Roger, lead the way.
Sure. Let's see. Does there look to be any way to get under there at all? Like any crawl spaces or anything that's visible?
Make an investigation check.
Can I help him out?
Yeah, you get advantage, Roderick.
Oh my God, advantage?
With an investigation check.
Incoming natural.
About to roll super formally.
Not the worst I've seen you roll. What was that?
18.
An 18?
19.
Okay, so after about 8 minutes of you guys walking around, you eventually recognize that there is on the outside of the building, there's a cellar door.
All right.
That
go down.
Yeah, you're able to, but it is currently locked. There is this giant metal padlock that's on it.
Is that thing magical, Roderick?
Is it?
You don't see any magic coming off of it?
I'll
hit
just blast it.
All right.
Okay, that works too.
So you hit it.
Either way.
You can hit it.
With the sword.
So, since time is not necessarily a huge ordeal here, after enough of trauma, you would eventually break the lock. And so then you eventually do gain access to the underground cellar. As you then guys climb down, you go probably down about 10 feet in elevation underneath the soil.
Watch out for traps, Roger.
As you come in there, you see kind of like roots, kind of.
Wait then.
We could wait.
What do you guys want to do?
Let's do it then. Let's just traps. Everybody else is kind of beat up at the moment, Aaron.
So let's wait. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Close the cellar doors and we wait the rest.
All right. So you go back inside and you rejoin the group. All right. So are you guys doing a short rest, a long rest? What are you doing?
Long.
Long.
Well, I'm useless right now.
I'm pretty useless too.
All right. So is there any activity that anyone wants to do at all?
However, I'm not sure we should stay here or.
Oh, it's warded. How long is it warded for?
Yeah.
24 hours.
Oh, that's plenty of time.
Okay, so everyone's just gonna go to sleep, including Baldric.
I want to take a watch.
Yeah, I'd like to get a long rest.
Okay.
Call it sleeping the whole time.
All right, so you guys
Have it go.
You guys organize a shift, and nothing happens to you over the next 8 hours. Have you guys listen here? It is dusk now. It's dark outside. With rotation of light cantrips from either Aniel or Evelyn or even now Baldric, you guys do have illumination. And then your entire party, 8 hours from now, does effectively get the effects of a long rest. So spell slots restore, magical items refresh, half hit dice are refreshed, max HP is restored. Feel free to go ahead and update your characters accordingly. I have so many characters I have to update.
I have things again. It's nice.
Let's see. No, these people don't exist, and then you're here. I need to make a key.
DTW, you're not one hit point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice thing.
Back to max.
All right. So with that, you guys have gotten yourself back on your feet. And what would you like to do?
Cellar.
Right,
so everyone's
let's
kind of
hit
back
the
in the.
cellar.
Everyone's currently in the living room right now. There is still this heavy smell of aroma of rotting meat.
Oh yeah. Oh, I cranked the watch, the clock.
Well, unfortunately, you forgot to do that prior to your long rest. So your watch now, as you look at it, oh yeah, it stopped working. Now you start cranking again, and its timing's way off.
Do we have to specify that every time? Because I feel like I would have definitely been doing that. Like, there's no way he would not do that.
Well, so I'm
At least Thorax.
yes,
I don't know,
it's an object. You have to interact with it.
Alright, I'll play it.
Yeah, I hope you remember to keep winding your watch every time.
Alright, I'll wind it up right now and keep it up.
And you try to approximate, what time of day is it right now? Just move the hands a little bit. That should be close enough, right?
Well, let's go check out that cellar, shall we?
Yeah, let's light a few torches first, though.
What
Then head
cellar?
down. There's a cellar out back that.
Yeah,
There's
apparently.
some-
there's
Maybe
magic
we
going
should
to it.
talk about everything we've seen instead of just withholding information to individuals.
Yeah. What? Why are you guys going to a cellar? I'm confused. What's happening?
We got a little
yeah.
excited. Sorry.
We also have
yeah,
these
sorry,
items
we're-
that. So I guess Baldric, during your rest, you could have cast Identify Ritual on some of the magical items you guys had.
And
sure, okay.
someone has some of these items that hasn't told us what they are.
We have 45 magic items.
So you wouldn't be able to identify those, unfortunately. But the ones prior to this, the things you were.
Someone has the potions,
let's
right?
talk
Someone
about
down.
the things prior to
The
this,
staff.
because you wouldn't be able to get some of this done during the light activity of your long rest. So Baldric, let me go ahead and just give these item descriptions to you.
Oh God.
So
You told us of one already.
Yeah.
The potion that gives advantage on
there should be
hearing.
2 listed there. That did not format correctly. Let me try to do that again. Oh, now it wants to send as a story. That's not what I want. All right. Well, let's try to do it like this. Whatever. That. Wait, did it do the entire thing?
Wow, that second potion's strong.
So, all right. So you can read it. Okay, good. So you recognize those two things, and then you also recognized. Oh God, where the heck is? Where is it? Oh, here we go. And then this is the staff that she had. Is that? Hopefully you can read it.
I guess I should read this out loud to people. This one vial here is containing a thick yellow-green liquid. Upon imbibing it, it gives you the ability to perceive things by sound better for about an hour. This potion, it's, oh my, very strong. I should read the description now. It lets you have the ability to see things as they truly are within 30 feet for 1 hour. And this last thing, the staff, it's plus, it's a better quarterstaff. If I had to give it a scale, +1.
Did you not read the entire rest of it?
Do you want me to read all the description out to them, or like, is that what my?
You're allowed to meta in this point. Talk about what it actually does. Yeah, you are. It's fine.
Give us the description.
It's kind of hard. It's limiting in the game. You can say what it actually does if you'd like.
It's a +1 quarterstaff, and it can be counted as an arcane folk.
Does that?
Am I missing anything else?
No, you did. You missed.
Staff of Resounding Charm.
Oh crap! I missed half of it.
God damn.
He's like, I'm telling them everything.
Yeah, I was like, what are those little bells? Yeah, it's like there's the 5 bells.
Here, let me try this again. I'm sorry, Kyle. I was like, he's missing the coolest part about it, and
is he just not telling?
All right, hold on. I'm interpreting here. These 5 chimes,
which is 4 now because she used one in the fight.
When you rip one off, it will enhance the speed in which you cast very basic magic. E.g., you can take off one of the gems or one of the chimes and cast a spell that would take 1 action, becomes a bonus action instead, but the chime cannot be replaced. 5 uses, you've used 1.
That sounds nuts.
So to repeat that,
that's crazy.
As an action, you can tear off one of the remaining chimes. For the next 1 minute, any cantrip you cast that has a casting time of 1 action will instead have a casting time of 1 bonus action.
Oh, cantrip.
Cantrip.
Okay.
It's worthless
It's effectively a version of Quicken Spell.
It's not worthless. Cantrip's still useful.
Yeah, it is still a technical DPS.
It's also for a full minute, though. Any cantrip you cast. So you can be like, well...
So for someone like a Warlock, where that's pretty much mostly what they cast, if they
that's another Eldritch Blast as a bonus action.
That's not bad.
No, it says that any cantrip you cast becomes a bonus action. You can still only have 1 bonus action per turn.
Oh, wow.
What it would let you do is you could do like a cantrip Eldritch Blast bonus action and then cast a level whatever spell as another action, I guess.
You can do 2 cantrips.
No, you can't, because it says in the description that any cantrip you cast becomes a bonus action. You can no longer cast a cantrip as an
action.
Kyle is
so
correct.
you would have, the only way to really utilize it would be using a big spell followed up with a bonus action damage cantrip or something.
Or you use your action to disengage, attack, investigate an object.
Right.
God.
Help. You can help a melee, and then
there's other things you can use your action for, dash, stuff like that. But all your
+1
cantrips
quarterstaff apply to the +1
just to
give
hit.
You
just
a hit.
Not with this. It's not considered like a +1 wand. It doesn't make your spells increase in DC or anything like that.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'd be really good.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
So, if you did hit someone with it, it would work as a magical weapon, the +1 melee hit. And it can be used as arcane focus.
The chimes are interesting, but I don't like the jungle look. I'll let you have it back.
As he just kind of puts it right back on the coffee table for anyone to take that wants it.
And the potions are here too. Yes, one gives you advantage on hearing perception checks for an hour, and the other one gives you true sight for 30 feet for a whole hour. True.
That's crazy.
Yeah, true
That's
sight.
pretty nuts. I want to save that one.
Yeah, that would want to be like when we're stuck in a bad puzzle. It's like,
Right.
or like a big bad boss goes invisible. Not anymore.
Something. Yeah.
You ain't no invisible.
That's huge.
Probably should give it to
for one
staff
person.
if there's no
One person
objection.
would have it, right? That's the thing.
I'll take whichever is the blue one.
The blue one is the one that gives you true sight.
Yoink.
The yellow
Of
one
course
is
you
the
take the
perception.
strongest one.
That's the one Nicole gave to me.
Roderick, you want the staff or any else?
Sure, I'll take this staff.
I
Somebody else
prefer my current.
Pyrus, can you use? Oh, where's Pyrus?
She's right there.
Pyrus, you here?
She came
Can
inside.
you
Never was
use it?
explicitly stated, but she came inside. Apparently, tokens inside the house.
Well, I would go out of beast form and make my way to rest for a long rest. So yeah, that
Sure.
being said,
Yeah, so you came back inside, and your
So-
cats disappeared. But yeah,
So Roderick or Pyrus could use the staff, technically, right?
anyone that
Iris
can,
could
anyone
do
that
it.
Anyone
wants
that
it.
anyone can use it.
And
It's, do
check
you have
the weapon.
proficiency in it? Proficiency lets it makes it more effective, but anyone can use any item. They just might be at disadvantage when they attack with it or not get the proficiency.
And not every item might be interested by your group. You might care more about the stuff you have. So you found it. You do what you want with it.
what does it do again?
Okay. When you hit things with it, it's of course a minor magic enchantment to make it steer towards a target and make it a little bit more forceful damage. It's a +1. But these chimes are where its real power comes. The chimes, if you take one off, you then get to cast minor magic quickly. So you get for the next minute when you take off a chime, a cantrip will be cast as a bonus action instead.
All cantrips for 1 minute.
For 1
A
minute, all
minute.
cantrips.
So, metagame wise, all cantrips. Never mind.
Yes.
Yeah, all cantrips will be, not they have the choice to, but will be a bonus action.
Right.
And do I have an idea how much that would be worth, you think, with an identify spell? Or does identify spell won't give you appraisal?
That's a very unique spell effect. The +1 enchant alone is well not insane. It's still going to make it valuable in the ballpark of 400 to 500 gold if you find someone that's interested in it. And then the chimes, provided more chimes it has, the better. So in this case, it says there's 4 chimes remaining. You can't replace them when the chimes are destroyed, but it would fetch you probably an extra 1,000 gold on top of it.
Ooh-wee.
It would be it's a pretty powerful weapon actually.
Well, I have
I
no
like my
use for
current
it.
staff. So.
I feel that that'd be great for our coffers if we could sell it at a place with much. Especially if we had someone who knows how to wheel and deal. Anyone wheel and deal?
We don't have to make a decision for it now. We can always save it, and then
Yes.
when we eventually make it to Windheim, sell it on the market.
It does require attunement, by the way.
Yeah, nobody wants it. I mean,
Are we putting it away then?
Bag of holding, I guess.
Did it?
All right, into my bag of holding it goes.
Oh yeah, we have 2 of those now.
So Baldric puts it into his bag of holding.
Now, should we follow that magic into the cellar?
Did we take out the?
What magic? I'm sorry, what?
We have a little trinket. Apparently, there's a little glowy line going to it from somewhere in the basement.
That sounds not good. Why would you follow it?
The power source.
Because
Power
has there
source.
ever been a thing I didn't follow?
You also mentioned these 40-something items you've found. Can you
Yeah.
show them to us?
Yeah, you wanna dump them out?
Are they auto magical?
I pulled them out of the bag.
So you start just
You put
dun, 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 dun.
40.
And there's like 40 of these like little wooden fetishes and bone
45
fetishes
of them.
that enter into the room. They kind of just dump them all over the place. They're made with bones of random animals and humanoid-ish creatures. You can recognize like jaw bones or hands.
They're all magical.
No, they're not.
Yeah, most of them are magical.
So a few of them are. The majority of them are not.
I thought they only took the magical ones.
Yeah, we
That's
took the
what I was
magic ones.
thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, the magical ones, there's like 5.
Oh, then that
I thought you took all of them, so I was like, okay.
No.
All right, I pull 5 little things on the ground.
Alright.
You didn't think to leave them where they were and not disturb any. Okay.
It's not really
So
my.
you
Well,
put,
it
you
could
put the
be the
5 magical
source.
ones, and you have 1 non-magical one just for show. Okay.
There you go.
Well, they could be the source of whatever that illusion magic was, and whatever's in the basement could be powering it.
No, I'm
I'm
pretty sure the source of the illusion magic was the runes upstairs. I didn't really share this with you, but there were several spells sort of constantly active by these runes. 4 actually. 1 I could not decipher. With the 3 I could decipher,
That's not
one made the
necessarily.
hallucinate.
That's not true, Baldric.
It's not?
That. Okay, so to help you guys out here a little bit, that you recognize that's a place for enchanting. Those spells are inscribed in the ground to then enchant an item with said magical spell. So that was the engravings on how to do it in a circle to then use that to then do a long cast to channel it into enchant an object. Based off all the information you guys have in front of you, you can come to the conclusion, especially the smarter ones of you, those of you in magic, that she basically was enchanting the fetishes to do the spells that were listed in those runes. So
Did she cast any crazy necromantic magic since we? Oh wait, the curse. But I wouldn't have been able to dispel a. Wait, didn't I roll a natural 20 or something on that remove curse?
maybe you could go watch the video and find out.
Oh.
They
And then you
exist,
can-
and I encourage you, Kyle, when you
copy
don't
those
you don't show up, that you should go watch those first hour or so that you weren't there, just to see what happened. Especially
When I
last
don't
episode.
show up.
Especially that last episode, because that one.
It's not like I don't show up. I'm at work.
I know, but I would love for you to watch it.
All right. So
No
we
pressure.
That's the magic.
go to the cellar downstairs.
Which do they all point
Yeah.
downstairs, or is it just?
There's only this one.
And the rest
Is
of them
basically
kind
acting
of
as a
like
conduit for the
bounce
rest of
off.
them.
And we do not know what this one thing is. We cannot say identify it.
Sure, we can. We were just gonna follow it though.
Yeah, that's what actually was going to be the next course, getting someone to identify this, but we had a little encounter instead.
No, we found a dog. Remember?
Yes.
Yes, quite
That's what I'm referring to.
There could be more of those around. They
Oh,
usually
never know
hunt in
this
packs, although that one was chained down.
As you say that, you guys look around the room you're in, and you see that there actually are some in the room you're in.
Hey.
Not dogs.
So, what's in the room we're in?
There's more fetishes in the room you're in.
Oh, I thought you. I was talking about the.
There's more demon dogs.
Sorry, no,
Look
it's
away.
the fetishes.
Surprise!
All right, so Baldric, if you wanted to identify this one, we can kind of.
Here's
Realize
5
it takes
magic
some
things.
time to do all this, right? All right,
Just this
10
one.
minutes.
Just the one. Is what
So,
we need.
which one do you
Just
give
the
him?
orb.
Which
The one
The
that's
one
the
that
one that's
tracks.
basically acting
Alright,
as
which
a network
which
for
one
the
is
rest
the
of
one that? Well, I guess with your detect magic, you would be able to know. Gosh darn, I was gonna say which.
The one with the foot in it.
Okay, so in front of you, there's like 5, and some of them have abjuration, some have illusion, magic placed upon it. But you, with your spell going, you can see the energy kind of moving off of the object. Some of it's going to, kind of moving off up, but there's also some coming down from below. And there's like basically it's like a giant stream coming down from below towards where I was pointing you, and then the other ones were kind of like this is like almost like an outward pressure of energy moving off in different directions. You give it to good old Baldric, and Baldric starts casting Detect Magic on it. I'm sorry, not Detect Magic, Identify on it. So 10 minutes later, you come to a conclusion, Baldric. That is a Fetish of Transference. What it does is it draws power from a localized source that is designed or pinpointed in the object itself on its creation, so it always draws in the same location, provided it's within range. And then it transfers that energy to other fetishes that are programmed within its scope. I.e., it's basically like an electrical power line. It draws energy from one point and then redistributes it to other fetishes.
It's a siphon.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Like a battery pack. Like
Yeah, it pulls from somewhere and then transfers that energy to other fetishes, which then, with conclusion...
What does the fetish do, though?
Yeah.
But besides siphon, does it do anything else?
That all the one he did, all that one did was transfer. Its entire job is just to transfer.
So I'm gonna take a guess that it was what it was using to power the other fetishes.
Is in the basement.
So
All right. So in this
basement?
case, it used it said abjuration and illusion magic. Wait, is this related to?
There's two other ones, yeah, that are abjuration and
Is this
illusion.
related to us first?
The illusion magic is hallucinatory terrain. The abjuration magic.
But no. I'm saying, as in, are you basically you identify it, you let us know.
Oh yeah,
So
sure.
is she siphoning magic from a person? Or
I don't
is
know.
it
That's why we
another
want to go in
object?
the
Where did you
basement.
guys find that fetish?
Hold on,
Where did you
hold on.
find that foot fetish?
It was
All right. So
upstairs.
the other two
In her-
fetishes, one has illusion, one has abjuration magic on it. So, it's what we can possibly infer is that maybe this is the what's
It's
outside.
powering the illusion.
Mhm.
So who's in the basement?
We don't
Or
know.
what's in the basement?
It's the power source.
Let's go look.
Here we go again.
I go.
Get up.
I go and get the cellar door open.
All right, so you guys make
Let's
your
get a
way
couple of
outside,
torches.
follow in a group. You go to the
Couple
cellar,
torches, please.
and then Doma and Roger kind of like, open it for you guys, saying, well, down here is where we were going. You guys see that's dark down there, so light cantrip cast on someone. And then who
Or
wants to
that.
go first? What's the marching order?
I'll go first.
Me. What?
Oh,
You?
all
So
right.
now that both of you kind of enter at the same time and you can't both fit your shoulder to shoulder,
It's
Roger
fine.
could follow behind him.
now you run right into the back of him. Now there's this triangle of three people trying
Do you mind?
Wouldn't it be better if I were to send things in first?
I push him ahead of me.
So you
All
take
right,
a step
I'll
back,
go
you
ahead
push
of him.
forward. So Thork and tumbles forward. Thork, make an acrobatics check as there's stairs.
Oh, come on.
With your -2 attacks.
13.
Alright, so you stumble, but you do manage to catch yourself from tumbling down the entire stairs. And you start going down into the darkness down below. As you move down, you find yourself entering this. You guys find a little small little chain of you enter into this little small stone room, effectively. On the ceiling there is dirt, and there's like these roots kind of like hanging from the roof above. Doesn't seem to be any torches or any light source that's designed to be down here. But you do see a workbench, and the workbench there's several tomes, and one of the tomes is currently open. And there's also in the very center there is a giant ritual circle with a cauldron right in the middle of it. And the cauldron currently has some kind of stagnant fluid in the center of it.
Detect magic.
You cast Detect Magic. You recognize that there is magic in the cauldron. And then the ritual circle around the cauldron is... Thanks, Kyle. That the ritual circle is also has a magical aura coming off of it as well. As far as the ritual seems to have a necromancy aura coming off of it. The cauldron, on the other hand, what was it? Transmutation is the spell that's coming from the cauldron.
This is a little interesting. So,
It's the power
magic in the
source.
cauldron, the rituals circle is. I get basically wisdom. It should be active. Someone active. Is that right? Is that right? Fine. Okay. Gosh. Necromancy and then.
Does it look like there's
is
anything around the
transmutation
room that
magic?
it was being like made with? What was put in there?
It's what's put into this room? Well, you guys have descended the
What
stairs.
was put in the cauldron? We can see around the room. Yeah.
What components would make the cauldron? There does not appear to be any reagents listed in this room. Though, make a history check.
It's just a single room with a cauldron in the middle, right?
Yeah, it's kind of got like it's a stone walls, kind of earthy texture above it, with roots kind of hanging from the ceiling. There's a workbench, an old wooden workbench that has several tomes on it. One of the tomes is currently open. Flip to a page, and then right in the kind of the middle of the room is a giant circle, kind of engraved along the stone ground, like in white chalk. Not engraved, written in white chalk, like on the ground, and in the very center of that is a cauldron. The cauldron's completely stagnant. There is like this little, like wood and ash and charred wood beneath the cauldron. There's no bubbling or anything. The cauldron's completely stagnant, and there's a fluid in it. And then Roderick's detect magic determined that there's a necromancy spell based off of the ritual that is currently active, and that the cauldron has a transmutation spell currently coming from the fluid inside it.
Can I do like an art? Can I investigate the cauldron, try to decipher what spell is kind of latent inside the?
Don't get too close.
Well, I mean, so Roderick tells you this information. You can try to make an Arcana check.
I only rolled an 8, by the way.
19 plus 9 is 28.
Okay. So, based off of all the information that's been presented to you so far, and there's this enchanting station up on her desk, or up in her bedroom, basically, where she's enchanting fetishes to draw power from somewhere. You also seen several other things in the house. There was the kitchen, the butchery room, right, where she had all these reagents and these little satchels, and there's meat everywhere. You have a hunch that effectively that pot is just filled with a bunch of solvents of magical reagents that this woman was gathering and harnessing, and she was using the necromantic ritual around it to augment it to make effectively the battery that she's using to power her fetishes. How she does it, you have no idea. You can't come to a conclusion even with a 28 Arcana check. But that's where you think this setup is for.
Roger wants to check the tomes, the open tome.
All right, so you go up to the open tome, and in the open tome, you start flipping through it. Do you read Abyssal?
I read everything.
You do, right? So you can understand it. It starts talking about the Hungering One, a creature of incredible power that was defeated, apparently, or sealed a long time ago. And this seems to be kind of more of a... This conversation here seems very, very reminiscent for you, buddy. You specifically. The way that they are talking about this entity, the way that it's held in reverence in this text as you're flipping through it, seems very similar to things you've heard other people talk about in your heyday. Kind of like this kind of cult I can't say it. Fanaticshipness? Sure.
Fanaticism?
Fanaticism, that's the word I want. All right, so, but they're holding this creature to hide or guard, and so it's more like it was defeated long ago, but it's stated in a way of like, the fools have questioned its authority and have locked it beneath the key, but we are its chosen, and we will release it back into this plane where it will give us great rewards, and stuff like that. Doesn't talk too much about what it is specifically, but more about what it will do for proper servants serving it, and a new era of prosperity for those that helped release it and brought it back to this plane of existence. And so you stop there as it just kind of gets very cyclical. You only go through a couple pages of it, but the tome is still available to you.
What about the other one that was closed?
So there's 2 other tomes available on the bookshelf, or not bookshelf, on the desk that are closed. One of them you flip open, and it's just, well, technically you can read it. It's written. It's written. You don't know what it's written in, but it seems to be that. a personal journal of sorts. For at the end of like several pages, there's Tutantia is listed over and over, and it seems to be Tutantina's personal like documentaries and what she's trying to do and how she's approaching and such. So there's her reaching out and talking to this entity in question. What's his name? Dekuthar. And then her then, flipping through several other pages, you find that she reaches out to some, not colleagues, but old acquaintances is the way she phrases it. And then she drops the two names, which you recognize from the letter, being that of, Larisa and Jezeline. And saying that these two will help further her path to her reward. She's sure that she can convince these two to come into the fold, and then together they're surely able to come to terms with it. Make an investigation check there, Roderick.
I sure can. Unnatural 20.
A natural or unnatural?
Unnatural.
Unnatural 20. Okay, so as you're flipping through the book, you started in the beginning. A lot of it is planning and talking and like her kind of figuring out what she wants to do. And as the pages go on, you see her kind of almost adopting that kind of cult fanaticism as she gets deeper and deeper. Apparently, Jezeline and Liza do agreeing to the fold. There was actually another name that was dropped, but it's been scrawled out heavily. So there was a fourth name, but every single time it's been mentioned, you see these giant lines going through it, and it's impossible to figure out what the name was originally. You decide to go backtrack a little bit to see if there was any uttering of this name that was never scrawled out. And you do run to a section that seems kind of interesting to you. It mentions her current crop, which from the letter would be pipal, and this is really long ago. You can tell that this section is probably months prior to the current date. And she mentions that Pipal is a very foolish community, and that she's pretty sure she can convince them to turn themselves against each other. She's confident that just slight misguidedness, and she'll have them so concerned against each other that she can set up shop here, and then she will be able to harvest from them weekly when they'll be too concerned with their own affairs to recognize what's actually happening.
Holy crap.
Of which you then kind of stop the book there and go, okay, there's a lot of information in this one too about what she was trying to accomplish here.
And that gets related to the group. Oh, God.
Wait, so what was she doing?
She turned the people of Pipal against each other.
Yeah.
So she could stay here and kidnap people.
Well, I was in Pipal for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were there people disappearing?
So there have been stories of people going into the forest. There's folklore that you don't go out into the forest, basically.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so every now and then there was a story of, someone went out there on their own and they didn't come back. And a couple hunting parties have gone out, but not...
Of course the people from the left side would go out into the forest, those idiots.
Well,
I think that's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand. The right is the right way.
So instead of working together against her, they were fighting each other. They're too busy.
Yes, so they're distracted. Didn't even notice all these people going. Alright, what about that last tome?
By the way, Baldric, you're on the left side.
I mean,
those fools on the right side.
I was I think he's on the left side. But as you start saying these things, Baldric, there's kind of like this moment of like, why do I hate them so much?
Because they're on the wrong side.
They're on the right side, technically.
Just the wrong side.
The left pedal! No! The left pedal!
Think about what you're saying, though. Alright, next tome.
The last tome. As you open up this tome, it's just blank. There's nothing written in this one. An unused tome.
Sweet.
Hold it up to the moonlight.
Yes, we hold it up to the moonlight.
It's either moon runes or flame.
All right, so you take it outside. Quick! I'm looking for moonlight. It's overcast. There's no moonlight.
Shit. All right, next we burn it and see if something comes on.
You grab your
Okay.
torch, you light on a fire, the pages start burning.
God damn
And
it.
the maps. Okay.
Moving on.
Is there anything else of, I guess, interesting here? Actually, Baldric, were you able to discern anything from the
Yeah, what
as
is
far
this?
as the rituals or whatever?
The cauldron was probably a staging ground to turn. Well, were you sharing what was in the journal? Was probably where she liquefied the denizens of Pipel into energy for her magic. If it's based on necromancy, it's probably converting and harvesting the life energy into magic, and that's my best guess.
How does this all tie to that girl? That wasn't she mirrored in the gem, or was the girl in the gem different than the girl in the town that you saved?
It was the same girl, wasn't it?
I thought it was the same
looked like it.
girl.
It looked like the same girl.
So then, who is in town if the girl is in the gem?
We do not know how this magic works. We don't even know what's inside the gem.
So then to
Because
explain that for
Baldric
Baldric, because he
It
doesn't
might
know
have
this
just been
information.
her ability to walk that was trapped in there, like
So,
half a soul.
in the previous episode, Baldric, because you didn't make it, you guys ended up in like a puzzle that was a time event thing, and then you like made a jigsaw puzzle and you put it together, and as you put it together, it started animating as if it was like a real image, like almost like a television or something like that. And one of the puzzles that you went through was that of the visage of the little girl that you decursed, and you basically, it was like her pounding on this like after you completed the puzzle, pounding on like the invisible glass between your current locations, asking for you to help her. You couldn't hear her, but a call would mention to everyone that that's what she was saying because he can read lips. And then you guys, what was it? Doma cast remove curse onto the puzzle, which then seemed to have ended the effect. You guys then like blinked and you were back to where you were like 10 minutes prior, and there was a little crystal that was on the center table where the puzzles were previously, of which you were asked to identify the crystal, and you recognize that there's an abjuration spell on the crystal itself. Did I tell you what it actually did? I think I did. Right? Did I tell you what the spell actually did?
Abjuration. You didn't say what it was, I don't believe.
Oh, did we never cast Identify on it?
On
Yeah, he did. It was
on the gym.
Yeah.
On
Yes,
the
wait,
yeah, it was the what the hell?
You casted it on it, but he didn't know. He told us basically there was something in it. He has no idea.
Right. So what your character knows, or Kyle, or for Baldric, is that the gem itself is a sealing gem. It seals something inside of it. There's a blue liquid inside the gem that you can see. It's kind of got like this efflorescence in it, and it has filled up about half of the gem. So you can like move the gem around. You see the blue liquid kind of move around, but it only takes up half of the volume of what's inside the gem completely.
Is this gem made of Agnir?
No. Absolutely not. It is a kind of white quartz-looking gem. It's smooth. Looks like it's been roughed out.
Has the liquid level changed since we've been here? Since like yesterday to today?
As you kind of like, you would ask someone to pull it out. You take a quick look again. Looks like it's exactly the same volume as previously. You don't see any a discrepancy. If there is a discrepancy, it's so minute that you wouldn't be able to tell.
It's probably part of the little girl's soul.
In any case, I think what you've done here, should you magic inclined people, is there a way to disrupt this power?
Tip over the pot?
There should be a few ways.
Well, kind of stretches.
My best understanding would be she was using humans, well, she was using the townsfolk of Pipe Hill to power the enchantments. That must mean that the enchantments aren't permanent. She needed fresh sources of organic matter to harvest the life out of, to replenish
Right.
So,
But we do not know how much longer this current one has left.
Correct.
So we need
so
to disrupt
I don't know.
it
You
before
can
we
either
leave.
dispel the fetish, or you can maybe break it, and that might end the effect, the magical effect on that it's transmitting.
You
But
can't
the
identify on the fetish, right? I'm sorry, did I?
On the one with the foot.
Yes. Okay, so the fetish, you do recognize that fetish has a limit of range, per its description. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. It has to be within 1,000 feet of another power source for it to continue working. So it's got those fetishes have 1,000.
So as long as you take it 30 feet away or 40 feet away,
1,000 feet.
Oh, 1,000 feet.
It has to be within 1,000 feet of its design goal. That kind of fetish requires you to be 1,000 feet of its whatever its point of transference is supposed to be able to keep doing its job.
It's transferring energy
don't know what
to the
it's doing,
cauldron.
No, it's getting energy from the
So
cauldron.
Roderick, literally with detect magic going in here, you pull up the fetish, you look at it, and you can literally see like this kind of greenish like energy coming from that liquid inside that pot, moving off to the fetish, and then you see these small little, very thinner, very more minute, misty like ether moving off towards other directions around it, and there's quite a large amount of them from your current perspective. From here, it looks like almost like spider webs kind of coming off of it.
Is that the hallucinatory terrain then?
Well, it's just she's a lot of enchantments in the house, right? She had a non-detect magic to people can't spy on her. She's got hallucinatory terrain, so she can hide her little.
Alright.
So
So
I
you
mean,
said
like,
it was chalk, right? You said it was
There's chalk.
for
Yeah, it's chalk on the ground right now.
All right, let's try prestidigitation to clean up the chalk like that.
Okay, you cast precipitation to try to clean up the chalk. The chalk does not change.
Probably standard.
drag
probably
my
just the
foot
fetish.
over one of the chalk lines, see if I can disrupt it.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure, Bert.
Seriously, that's what I did.
Giant necrotic explosion.
17 plus 1, 18. Plus 5 if I'm next to that paladin.
His name's Doma. His name is Doma.
It's Doma within 10 feet of me.
Sure.
Oh, right, so that's 18 plus 3, plus 5? That's 23.
All right.
This better work. 23. That's like dragons. That's like ancient dragon's fire, man. You're
Not
dead,
enough.
Baldwin.
You pass, you'll take half damage.
Oh, shit.
So 6.
If it's from a spell, you take half damage.
It was
again.
21 necrotic damage, cut in half. So you take 10 necrotic damage.
Isn't it cut in half again?
Because your resistance aura. Yeah, it is. It's technically considered magical. Yes, so take half of that. God, fuck you. I hate you. I hate your class. All right, take 5 necrotic damage there, Baldric. God, 20 damage change to freaking chump change. God damn it.
Does it actually clean up the line? No, when you did it.
No.
I love how I just ruined magical
They're
traps
just
for
spells,
Larius.
Right?
Alright,
I'm
so
never
that
allowing
didn't-
this fucking shit again. You want to be Oath of Ancient? Sorry, go to another TM. Never again. I was even telling you, I was like, I hate that fucking, and then you picked it. Ugh. Anyway, so the chalk is still there. The spell seems to be still intact, and Baldric took a little bit of damage.
Alright, dispel magic on for the circle.
Okay, go ahead and make a Constitution check. I mean, no. A contest check. Roll a d20 and add your charisma mod.
High level magic.
Plus my charisma mod.
And what are you casting on? Is it on the ritual, the cauldron?
We're starting with the. That's a 24 though.
Which one are you casting it on?
The ritual.
The ritual, 24. God, you rolled a 20. You just added your charisma mod, right? Not your proficiency bonus?
Yep, I got a 19.
Fuck, holy shit. Yeah, okay. On the ritual. So as you cast detect magic, there is this kind of
No, dispel
echoing.
magic.
There's Dispel magic. Sorry. Yeah, I've been saying detect magic so much tonight.
Like, wait a minute.
So this is the problem. When we get out of the Agmir mines, you guys start using it like crazy. So, okay. It must be nice not having to do those fucking vomit checks anymore, right, Roderick?
It is, but I would have done it anyway.
All right. So as you cast the spell magic on it, there's this. You see this kind of crack form against the stone ground, and it just spreads out into the circle around you. At that moment, your detect magic's still going. You recognize that the ritual is no longer functioning.
Okay, so what about the fetish? Is it still like drawing?
There's still energy
from,
being transferred from it.
From
All
where?
right, so...
The cauldron.
Was there
Yeah,
any soup left still inside the cauldron? Was there anything bubble?
Yes. No, it's not bubbling. There's a stagnant liquid inside of it.
Oh gosh, what's it smell like? I waft a chemistry waft.
And you're dead.
All right, but you have to move to it. The ritual circle was around 10 feet around it, so you have to move to it.
And so it wasn't just me touching the line that hurt me. It was me actually trying to destroy the line that hurt me, right?
You
Well.
make the question you want. I don't know. It's your choice.
I'm asking you. When your foot
went on it, you got hurt. I don't...
Okay, so it all right.
Anyway, it's
Can I
dispelled
Mission
now.
Impossible my way through the sigil?
Is this before I dispelled it?
You just Roderick dispelled the ritual circle is cracks
Oh,
around
well then I'm not stepping on cracks to not break my mother's back. All right. Anyways, I'm still not gonna touch those chakras and move my way towards the cauldron.
If you can, maybe you can identify that cauldron.
So you move up to the cauldron.
Just
and you-
identify the whole cauldron.
And you waft to smell the odor. It is very, very pungent. It is very strong. It is very, it smells, it's got a very caustic smell. It burns the back of your nostrils and it hangs there. Heavy with sulfur.
Does it smell like rotting flesh or something that's put in there?
That's too hard. That's too distinctive. No, I wouldn't say that. It has its own characteristic.
Okay.
There is a wooden ladle that's just hanging in there though. You want to give it a stir.
A ladle.
Oh, you want to give it a stir? Want a little
Kick it
sip?
over.
Boil, boil, toil and trouble. No, double trouble, toil and trouble. Whoops.
There we go.
Roger tried to
I
kick the cauldron
will.
over.
So
Yeah, why not?
comes right
No,
up.
you
and
can't do that.
Which way do you tip it?
Away from people.
Away from everyone else.
You're in this small little freaking underground shelter. This one might make sure you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. You want to run up to it and tip it over.
Oh yeah. All right, guys, let's drag this out.
Drag
Drag
it out?
Do you guys want to be in here for when we tip it over?
No.
Okay then. So.
I'm
Alright.
not dragging it up those stairs.
See, I don't think that.
I don't think you'll be able to
taking it
move it.
outside either is a good.
All right, wait. Let's.
Why don't you just dispel the fetish? Kill the
gonna
fetish.
try to
Kill
move
the
it.
battery. Whatever.
This is still. There may be other
It can't
ones
do
out
it
there.
without the fetish, though. It's going through the fetish.
And this will just be a rogue battery just sitting here waiting to be used to the next person.
Well, I planned on burning this place down when we left.
But
Oh no, but the runes up there are very valuable.
Oh yeah, you can learn those, can't you?
Well,
Eventually.
then.
all right, so can I try to move it from its location? Is it possible to move it? Pretty much.
The cauldron?
Yes.
You can sure try.
Let's try. That's what I'm asking.
What's your
Alright,
strength, by the
Roderick,
way?
make an athletics check. No, make a strength
Alright.
check. Just add strength. Well, in your case, subtract strength.
Oh wow,
Dodge, it was
it's
a
not
solid
dead.
15 too. It's a 14.
14. That thing's heavy. Pretty a lot of weight in that. As you kind of move it around, you see the liquid kind of jostle around a little bit, and a fresh smell.
But possible to move.
You see an object kind of come to the surface as you move the cauldron
There it
around. You see
An eyeball.
a gem-like object floating inside there.
Like the blue one we have with the little girl in it.
And then it's
let's
then
mage
it
hand scoop it
submerges
out.
its way. It falls right back down to the bottom.
Let's ladle that out of there.
So Doma rushes up. What was that? And he starts ladling really rapidly, trying to find it. Make an investigation check, Doma.
Woo! I'm great at those.
You're trying to find something.
That's what I do. That's what I do. All right, investigation.
Mm-hmm.
14, Laris.
All right, so with that, you start scraping the ladle against the ground, against the bottom of the vat, and you start running into several objects down there. And you scoop one up.
Oh, there's a few of them in this thing.
You find a gem-like subject. You take it out. Do you put it in your hand, or you just drop it onto the ground?
I don't drop it on the ground. I use the ladle to lightly put it on the ground.
Okay, so you put it on the ground, and then you start fishing down there for more, and you find another one. Put it on the ground, you find another. In the end, you find about 8 of them.
I found 8 gems, guys.
And did the slosh one? Surely there was some on the ladle. When he dropped it down, did it like spurn the floor or anything?
Nope.
All right. I'm going to. What the hell? I'll go gently touch one with.
Touch one of the gems?
Yes.
You touch one of the gems, and nothing happens.
All right.
It's an object.
Then
pick one up. Full liquid
Pick
too.
one up. As you look at it, it looks very familiar to the object that had you identified previously, but as you move it around, there is no liquid inside it.
What was the color of the liquid? The soup?
Blue.
No, the soup.
Oh,
the soup is a very pale green, kind of like almost the border of brown and green.
Okay.
Classic witch soup.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
You know what I'm
not
talking
magically inclined here, but you said that gem can hold something, correct?
Probably so.
There's space inside. There's space inside of it to hold something. There's a vacant void. Doesn't mean it has to be magic. It could be. It's just there's empty volume.
Right.
Right.
Would it be possible? This I do not know magic, but if to hold someone's
Soul.
life force itself.
Which is why she has liquid in this one, but not in the others. They were already drained. They've been depleted.
Because if it was the girl, what if it wasn't just her legs, but her actual the reason she cannot
Remember,
walk
she
is
was sick,
she's
right?
she is dying,
Yeah.
It was probably stealing her life force.
and that is what the blue liquid is symbolizing.
That's why it's depleted, but not completely depleted.
Why don't we bring that gem specifically back to the little girl?
Sure.
Or
All
we
right,
could
so
just dispel it, maybe see if breaking the enchantment.
Well,
would...
we should do that.
Oh wait, no. There was more than one. There's more than one thing happening here. There was a claw climbing at the back of her head towards her
spine.
Yeah,
brain,
there was.
I removed curse that,
curse.
and then she's still sick after.
She's still sick.
No, you
She
fixed
probably
her.
can't walk. We never checked if she could walk.
Right. Well, we haven't been
She
back to
was sleeping.
town.
Yeah, she was resting.
So we should actually probably go and check on her
All right,
after
here
we
we go.
copy
We're-
some ruins upstairs.
All right, I just take all the gems and I just throw them into my bag of holding.
What a guy!
Okay.
Okay. Larry, she said
Wait,
that
did none of them have blue in them?
None of
Magic,
them.
right?
No, they were all empty.
What should I record these as? 6
It was
empty
8.
gems or whatever. 8 what gems?
Empty
What should I
gems.
put?
Depleted gems, maybe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Eight to
And then
depleted
one
gems.
with the girl with blue.
I'd probably put like a parentheses from, from Hag Hut or something like that, just to kind of remind me. Because if you don't talk to me in like a year about it, I'm a little, I don't know, 8 gems, all right. Like it's gonna be really hard to remember. So it might be worth it while to say.
I am gonna go lay down, you guys. In real life.
Okay.
Mhm.
We were about to
Okay.
wrap up here.
Yeah, I was thinking we're just gonna end it.
All right, so
All right,
with
wait,
that, I
before
just
we
wanted
do
to know if you
this,
guys were going to do anything with the cauldron, and then I was going to close.
Yes, I need to know. Is that you said the cauldron that itself was just transmutation magic, right?
There's the soup inside of it's transmutation.
All right, forget that. I want to take it out of there. Let's telekinesis, and we're gonna bring it out of here. Cast
Okay,
telekinesis.
so you cast
What
telekinesis.
are you
With
planning
that,
to do with?
suddenly this heavy, dense object suddenly lifts off the ground And the soup inside it kind of shakes for a brief moment. And then Roderick, with just like intently pointing towards it, he slowly makes it move up. You guys just see this cauldron float up on its own.
Oh.
Roderick is doing some somatic gestures, but it's you see him telepathically lift the heavy cauldron up and take it out past the stairs. Of which, is there anything else you guys want to do in this room?
What's the plan? What are you doing with it?
Is there anything in this room besides what we've already done?
I'm gonna dump it.
Did you want those books?
No.
Yeah, the one that had nothing written in it. Yeah, you guys wanted to do moonlight check or something.
Well, but wouldn't that explain to the town what happened? Wouldn't they want to see that?
They'd have to
Let's take the witch's diary.
You know, take.
I'll take it.
Roger would point out the specific one that has her personal.
Recantation.
Titania has specific writing on it. He'll point that out. Grab that one.
All right, you can have.
If someone reads
the fancy diary.
it at the town, they can do it. Yeah.
You're leaving the other books there?
Take the other one that's blank too. Maybe
Just take them all, for fuck's sake.
Take them all.
I take all 3
One of
books.
them.
And give one to Evelyn because she said she wanted it.
Fine.
Okay. So with that, you guys start climbing up the stairs, ascending back to the surface with the cauldron still intact. And we'll find out what you guys do with that in the next episode. So, with that, thank you everyone for playing tonight. I hope you all had fun. To remind you, we will not be playing next week. Next week, Arkelya will not be playing. It's Thanksgiving week. We might be doing something else. I don't really know about that, but we're not playing Arkelya. So, that's for sure. With that, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. And so, from all of us here at Don't Trust the Dungeon Master, thank you, and remember, don't trust the Dungeon Master. Good night!